Our band of adventurers had been living in the city of Platinumhold for a few weeks. After their success in the facility in one of the mine shafts that had an explosion happen to it, you were all thanked by the king, considered friends of Platinumhold, and spent the next 2 weeks doing various activities, some of which involved getting new pets, some of which involved getting equipment, and in some cases, it was crime. The first time, you got away with a bit of a slap on the wrist. However, Trofnar, Valif, and Fortune decided to break into one of the warden's old bases, now under guard by the Hammerkeepers. Through a rather chaotic entrance and escape, you were able to successfully get back to the gravel pits alive. However, you were followed by the Hammerkeepers, and for your crimes of breaking and entering and assault upon many of the Hammerkeepers, essentially spitting on the friendship offered by the King of Platinumhold, you were all banished from Platinumhold and told to never return. Though they did put a catch to that where if they provided something involving the Wardens or of sufficient worth, they would look the other way for you returning. You journeyed through the western pass of Platinumhold, deciding that your next area to go to would be Delcross, the nearest Johanian city from Platinumhold, which actually took you closer to the Grasp. And that is where we will continue on. So, this is immediately after the previous night. You have all woken up and are beginning your journey forward. So, distance-wise, from where you currently are to Delcross, it'll take you about another week of travel to get there. So, for the first few days, it is rather uneventful. You keep walking about through the various areas, keeping a lookout. Nothing appears to harry you. It's when you get to the third day that you begin to see people. Various numbers of people. All of them going north. You can see several of them appear to be like farmers or craftsmen. Most of them appear to be unarmed, though you do see a handful of Lord's Guard and what appear to be mercenaries. Several heavily armoured, some supporting others as they make their way further north. You can see the more rugged and grittier armed people somewhat causing a circle of protection around the ones that, while wielding weapons, look to be terrified. Is there anything that you do while these are passing by?
You said they're going north, aren't we?
Yeah, you guys are heading southward, and they're heading past you northward.
Can I ask what's going on?
Are you asking like one of the average civilians, or a Lord's Guard, or a?
I'll ask like a Lord's Guard.
All right. So you kind of just stop by and just like flag down one of the Lord's Guard, and obviously you ask him. It says, so these people are we're leaving Delcross. We have been tasked to escort them away.
I see.
Is there something wrong in Delcross? Since we're heading there?
Have you been living under a rock the last few weeks?
We've been living underground.
Actually, technically, yes. We're on our way back from Platinumhold.
More the mountain, but aye.
Anyway, it's like, no, technically. We did hear of the Gilgamesh horde problem, but
I mean, to be fair, we are right on the front lines of the war against the beast folk, so I suppose it kind of makes sense why they're fleeing northwards, doesn't it?
so yeah.
So it sounds like you have a basic idea, but to put it in simplicity terms, the grasp has fallen, all hands are presumed perished, and Delcross is one of the closest cities to the grasp. So, naturally, we have to prepare for war, and that means we need to shore up the defenses.
Oh, so you're heading north to ask for assistance then?
No, these are people that do not wish to...
I see.
Should the flames of war approach Delcross before Yelmord, they do not want to be caught in it. The same thing with these, and he beckons to one of the mercenary lots. These are plane hunters. They have decided to vacate most of Delcross, which unfortunately puts a strain on our own resources.
Are these people heading anywhere in particular, or just north?
We will probably stop by the western pass of Platinumhold, and decide from there. Worst comes to worst, we will simply make way to Jurhan.
How many civilians are still in Delcross? You know, those, the sick or the old or the incapable of making the journey.
Those that are incapable of making the journey have, unfortunately, no choice but to stay behind. Keep in mind, though...
How many?
I don't know. Delcross is a large city.
What, so tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, what?
Not hundreds of thousands, gods no. Maybe a few hundred, I don't know. Not everyone is evacuated. There's still several that have decided to stay, either to fight or because their lives have been in Delcross, and they would rather die than see it taken from them.
Okay.
It's
Looks like we got any.
understandable.
Aye.
For what it's worth, we haven't had any reports of any of the hordes really proceeding past Marlan. Which is a good sign.
What about any other words? What about any word from the defenders of Marlin?
He just goes silent.
Well, turn out to be Blade lads. I'm kind of imagining the worst here. We should probably get to Delcross as soon as we can, I guess, and they need
Yeah, we can. I think we
all
can.
the
Ask,
help they can get in turning back the tide.
yeah, we can ask more Delcross then.
Mhm.
Sounds noble.
Since he says there were plane hunters, do I, recognize any of them, or it's just like?
No, none of the plane hunters that you can see are ones which you've seen during your time in Exeter.
Fair enough.
But you can see
Ask.
just by how like travel worn or by the scars and such that it appears that the newer plane hunters are being guarded by the more experienced ones.
They're all just like moving as a group, sort of like whatever their guild house there. They just said, "Hey, we're leaving," and just like pieced out.
You can always ask them.
How are the older, more veteran plane hunters looking? Are they looking are they looking nervous? Are they looking anxious? Do they have a look of despair on their faces?
They don't have any of those emotions. But they have sort of like a scowl, basically, or that kind of stuff. Like it's basically they're leaving and they're not happy about it, kind of deal.
Okay.
Like it's not one of panic.
And what's the mix of the diaspora traveling north? Is it all humans or is it a mix of races?
It's primarily humans. You do see a handful of dwarfs, a handful of halflings and elves and gnomes. You see the odd beast folk, but it is primarily a human convoy.
And does this look like a bunch of poor people, or is there like, like a carriage that looks like maybe there's a rich person there, and this is like a
There must be someone rich who afford all the mercenaries.
yeah, like is it a lot of this like it's not just the poor and the
It's
downtrodden,
most
it's everybody.
You see a handful that, like I said, there might be like shopkeepers potentially.
Sure.
You don't see any of like the high class, like noble range of
Okay.
things.
Well, then yeah, no, that makes sense.
Does.
Well, do we just pass by them on the road then, guys, or
Yeah,
what
if
do
you
you
want to
think?
ask any questions to any of the particulars, you can. Otherwise, it'll just be assumed that you keep going.
I think I just watch them as they walk by.
Yeah.
Are there any particularly notable?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or-
are there?
Any particular what now? Sorry.
Anything notable? Oddball?
Minus
Anything
the
that like sticks out, yeah.
well, you do see, like, again, you see the odd beast folk. You see the only one that really stands out the most is you do see a heavily armored Loxodon walking by with a large maul. He appears to be like one of the groups of the more like rugged fighters protecting the less experienced ones. But beyond that, nothing that like is like super stand out in terms of like personality or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't know about one. You'll say hi to a
I'm not
shopkeeper.
I'm not sure we can really do anything for them. They seem well protected. I think, as far as like Trothan's concerned, he'll basically just wish them well and mutter a quick prayer to have them guided to safety and that kind of stuff, and then keep on the way to Delcross.
All right, you
Yep.
guys keep doing that. Okay, so
We're like
as
in a
you-
cart, aren't we? We have a cart.
yeah, you guys are in a
Yeah.
cart,
Yeah, because we're gonna pull by
which-
horses. Yeah.
which the fact that you've got a stag that's attached to it, you do get a few looks from some people. 'Cause
we
it's-
got
A big
What?
centaur.
No,
Oh,
the
yeah.
centaur, the centaur, the kind they're
yeah, I
fine
guess
with.
the elk. Yeah.
Yeah, the elk, the Diorian.
Oh, the elk.
Just
Oh, yeah.
be one of the ones that are pulling it. Like, you do get
Oh,
a
yeah.
few odd looks. Some of like the younger children that are there, just kind of like pointing at it and laughing, like in the curious child sense kind of deal, not like haha that looks stupid kind of deal.
Oh yeah. What happened to the other horse? Yeah, we've been so long without our horse. I forget their name. I forget the normal horse's
Brutus?
name. Brutus. Yes. It's been
Brutus
so
is
long.
hooked up, but I think Nemesis is riding Canal.
Okay. I was wondering, like, oh, wait, we have 3 of these now.
Speaking of which, where is she?
She's muted, but
Yeah, she's muted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wondering.
Looking upon the group longingly, wishing them no travels or something, hopefully. Yes.
I'm just above all of you on my magical horse.
That just sounds so
Look at
End-
my
end of that
horse.
sentence.
My horse is amazing.
I'm guessing that foot is about 10 feet off the ground.
Quite literally on my high horse.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very literally.
The irony is not
imagining
lost
Canal
to
doing
anybody.
that when the horse is like, I don't know what the name for it is. It's not trot, but it's when they like bring their legs up and they're dancing almost.
Oh, yeah.
Dressage. Yeah.
Yep. They do.
Of course, you're
I know
posh
there's a-
enough to know that.
I don't know. I don't
knew
think that's actually
Somebody
right.
here would know that.
I know there's a trot, a canter, and a gallop, but I think those are like actual proper
There's like
riding.
6. There's like 6 or 7.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
the more
it's
that they
probably
have, the better the
everything.
horse usually. Anyways.
All right,
Yeah.
so you keep on going. It's a steady trickle of basically refugees moving north past you for the majority of the day. Who would it be that would be keeping watch during this?
We'd be keeping watch up, but on just in general.
For their
cart.
surroundings, yeah.
Okay. I trust the ranger most of the
Yeah, I
time.
think Delson, or not Delson, our
Duration.
dirt boy. Yeah.
The legendary dirt
Okay, Dirtchild, go ahead and make that perception check. You've apparently been voted for it.
I don't know. I don't even know if he actually has the best perception. We just always assume he does.
Excellent. You're in my headset. Is he even here?
He's in the chat. And
There he is.
thought he
Okay,
was,
perception of 4. Okay. Alright.
Jeez.
You continue on for the day.
Why do I have just as good a perception as he does?
About
Okay.
6 hours go
Like,
past. Goes,
you're
oh my
on
gosh,
four.
you guys see all those people?
So you continue on.
That's fine. You were
Right.
okay. It's like you're on 4. It's like okay, you like just go on. It's like,
So eventually, you get to a fork in the road where it splits offward. So, from where you're standing, you can see there's a signpost, which you probably need to get closer to see. But the notable thing is that you can see the refugees are coming from your left.
I guess we'll be
I
heading
need that
north.
map again.
Duh.
That's
What's
what-
on
that's
the
what I-
right?
Yeah, like what does the sign say? Does one of them says Delcross and the other one, and then Platinumhold that way, and then there's like
And
So
then
you
it
see-
was like,
you see a
glory
sign
and
that-
treasure.
You see
the third one says
So-
like the Death Castle, and we're like, well, we gotta check that out.
So the sign to your left, it points to Delcross. To your right, it says Marlon, and going back the way you came, it says Kianth.
Say
said
that again,
what?
or type it.
That's what the one saying south says.
Kianth. Okay.
Ah.
Oh,
Do
okay.
we have
I
any
remember.
idea what that is? Obviously, it's a city, but what it is like.
Nemesis would.
Hey there. What's up?
Yep. So
Ah,
Kianth,
Bros.
Kianth is a small town that's situated at a intersection. It is the closest large town to the city of Exeter, and oftentimes as well, people will going to Jurhan from Exeter will stop by this town.
Have I ever been near this town?
I would say you probably would have. Yeah.
Wait, let me
What
look on
about
the
me?
map.
What about me and my years in
Daring
London?
escapades?
Let's double check.
I mean, you might
Yeah.
have, but you probably didn't know much significant about it. It was just a town as far as you were walking
pretty
through.
much. It was just a town that had a tavern, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, when you're just wandering around Ansor, you kind of don't really care about the small stuff.
No.
Okay.
Whereas Nemesis would have probably, if she had made visits to Exeter, would have gone by this town several times.
Well, I've probably been there before. I'd say I'm probably north of Platinumhold is probably where I mostly explored. Probably where I stayed mostly, I'd say.
I'll pull the map up again so you can see
yeah.
exactly
I was
where it
just
is.
looking. I want that bitch back.
There we go. There it is.
Give me
Yeah.
that bitch.
Do
I
I,
want to know what that statue is.
do I know anything notable about Bikyon? I think that was probably the last city I was actually before I met the party, I think, actually.
Okay, I see where we are. We're like
Is that how
right
close it is,
here,
actually?
Yeah.
right there.
Yes.
Okay, never
You guys
mind.
are
Oh,
actually
sweet, Falcon
here.
Road.
Oh, that one. Okay, we're there because we've already
Yeah.
gone. Okay.
That's actually one of the spoon in the road.
Is that? If we look down the road to Marlon, is there a massive plume of smoke and ominous music?
Given so looking over that side, you do see some dark rain clouds, but nothing else.
Okay.
And to answer your question as well, Peach, with the whole you want to know where that statue is, Nemesis can make a history check.
Wait, there's a statue there?
Yes, I want to make a history check. I've been dying to know.
Wait, what's that? What statue? What?
The statue
what?
that's right behind Jurhan.
The whole thing is like circled by mountains. That's
Oh, that
so
statue.
fucking weird. I want
Oh,
to know.
We need to know this. It's been bugging us
God.
for years.
It's like one of those things on the map that's actually there and not just. It's not.
Yep. I actually
That
think I
does- I
remember
like that.
when I first showed the world map, literally everyone was like, what is that statue?
Oh, really?
I
I
know,
didn't even
but,
notice.
Yeah. Okay, so history check of 11. You know it's a monument to something about the War of Pterodons. But with an 11,
Okay.
you don't know much.
I guess I could try as well.
I would say you could do so with
So.
disadvantage.
Oh, okay. Go where?
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause the
I know
reason why
nothing.
the reason why Nemesis was able to is because she's lived in Jurhan, which is like
Yeah, she's like right there.
She is right there next to it.
Yeah.
For
Let's roll something to
you
play.
really-
you have
Okay, I rolled
it's-
5
it's-
and a 40.
it's a it's a tall statue, like 80 feet tall, but that's about it.
I know nothing, Jon Snow.
I know nothing.
it's funny because-
with the combined history checks, you know that it was a statue involving something about the War of Pterodons. It's about 80 feet tall. It's on a field, and that's about it.
Yep.
Probably would need to ask a scholar or something like that.
Oh,
We should ask him, but
that's
he-
the bard. That's the bard. He knows stuff.
Not from here.
Exactly.
I know.
That's why
He's
I
like,
go.
he
Doesn't even go here.
I don't know you.
Okay, so you guys are continuing on the route towards Delcross.
Yep.
Frick yeah.
Okay.
You want to go ride skateboards?
If that's the case, then I want someone to make another perception check.
You know what? I will.
This
I'll
is
be on
this is
watch
just for, this is just for the end part of the journey, because
No.
with the refugees coming
I'll do the log
by,
run.
with the refugees coming by, there's not much of a risk of attack, but it's just to see if you see anything in the distance.
Hmm.
If you get attacked, it's just more like we have
Yeah.
a lot of people with us.
Okay, perception is 17.
Okay. I gotta need to be
So
myself.
you travel to the point where you actually can see something appearing in the distance ahead of you. But also, as you just kind of look around, as you pass the forest to your right, about a mile or two away, you see a weird structure near one of the trees. You can't quite see what the structure is because it's quite a distance away. You'd have to actively go to it.
But does it look man-made?
It looks man-made.
Like it-
I would say with that perception check, it looks man-made.
What kind of structure is it again?
You'd have to get close
You
to get a
can't
good
see
idea
it.
of it.
Okay, it's just a structure that's man-made. Okay.
Yeah, you can see a structure. It's a few miles out, like it's just at the edge of your vision, kind of deal.
Is it out of our way or is it like on the way?
It's out of your way.
Okay.
Like you guys, whatchamacallit, you guys are going this way, and you would have to go this way to actually go
I'll leave you
towards
guys
it.
outside. I can't see it, so I'll leave you guys do that.
That way, and in that way. So
Do we actually go to it?
Aye. Yeah, I'm gonna go check it out.
It's like it's like off the road, right? So we'd have
Yeah.
to like dismount.
well, it's the area that you're in. It's a little bit bumpy, but it's like the grass is. It's not incredibly rocky that the cart would have time going over.
Okay.
You won't be able to go over at speed, that would risk damaging the cart, but you'd be able to go at a little bit slightly slower than your current pace, but you'd be fine.
Right.
Who's actually like driving the cart?
I'm
Delta,
driving
like-
it.
Yeah. So
Because
we should
no.
if you'd like to check it out.
Well, it's like everyone else does. So
Fucking,
let's
Okay.
look at.
I've forgotten
check
Shakes'
that.
character's name, and it's not anywhere
Trothnar.
on Roll20. Trothnar, I think. Jesus Christ.
Right.
So, well, if you'd like to
That's-
check it out, Trothnar.
Trothanar Trothinson, thank you.
Trothnar McTrothface. Okay.
Frothy McTroth face.
Okay, so you slowly veer off the path onto the partway through the field. As you begin to get closer to it, it becomes a bit more apparent. It looks almost like a tree house in one of the larger areas. So you get to about a mile from it, half a mile from it, and then eventually It is directly in front of you.
Let's use the William Merlin.
Is there signs of life?
I know.
From
now
where
it's-
you're standing, you can search the area around the treehouse, but from where you're standing, no sign of life. But looking up, the treehouse is in good condition, like it's been recently built.
So, treehouse.
Yeah.
Wouldn't expect something like that.
I will. Yeah, I'm just gonna send Akasha over and just check it out, and then I will
So, like, whereabouts are you sending her?
to the treehouse. Just go. I tell her go check out, see what's in there.
So have her
Fly
go
around
into
and
it, basically, yeah?
Yeah, go fly around and let me see.
So she
And I'll
flies.
zone
So
out.
she flies up, and you look through her eyes, and as you look around, you can see it's actually rather barren. It's practically just a single room, but you do notice on one side there is splintered and broken wood, like there's a hole in the side of it. And looking about, you can see some of the various like rope used to tie it all together is partially dangling off that. And from where you guys are, it is like directly opposite you.
Yeah, like I'm really relaying all of this to everybody, so everybody feel free to comment and speak. Everybody seems very quiet today, and I don't know why.
I want to go try and climb up it, see what's going on.
Okay. Surprisingly, there's no ladder or anything. So you would have to do an athletics or acrobatics check to see if you can climb up there.
I shall use acrobatics in my jumping ring.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh yeah, you got that.
Just gonna jump up there.
Speed Bard. Boing.
Yep.
Oh, that might jump in ring, yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe the guy had that. 9. So I'll say because you're using that ring of jumping, roll again with advantage. Roll again just because I'll say you have advantage because you're using the ring to help you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Normally,
to be
what's your strength, Dom? I'm just curious.
-1.
Oh, yeah, you don't have much strength. But like, what's the number? Oh, damn.
It's an
Natural
8.
20. So you jump up and just like grasp onto the treehouse. It's like a strain because you're not used to, all this heavy muscle stuff, but eventually you're able to pull yourself up. You kind of like pull yourself in through one of the open windows and kind of like just flop inwards. So at this point, looking inside, you can see it's dark. You can see that there is a trapdoor, but there's, again, no ladder or anything. And you can see the aforementioned, like, hole in the wall and, with various bits of the lashing partially out of the hole.
Whoever was here must have abandoned it.
Even with that ring, you can only jump 3 feet in the air.
Wow.
I
Wait,
just
wait.
Is
Is jumping height done on strength?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. It's 3 plus your strength mod, and so it's technically 2 if he's not. And then actually, if he's just standing still, it's only 1 foot off the ground
God,
without that ring. He would only jump 1 foot off the ground.
that makes no sense.
It doesn't at all because if you have like really low strength, then I guess you couldn't jump up at all. Yeah, it makes sense.
Wow. What do you? Is there anything up there, or?
Yeah. Can I inspect to see if there's anything left?
Okay, make an investigation check.
I am our world's greatest detective.
Do you have a magnifying glass?
Elementary.
Oh man, it totally should have bought a magnifying glass.
I should have.
22.
I'm gonna check. Do I have a magnifying glass? Because I might have one actually, just in general.
See? As I said,
Nice. You are the world's greatest detective. Elton is actually Batman.
These, I think it's called a glass of magnifying. Thank you.
Excuse me.
Yes.
You paused.
So, looking about, it's odd. It wasn't so much that someone had taken stuff and left. There wasn't anything to begin with. It just appears that there's just this room, and obviously the tools used to make the room. As you as you just search over and like you peek over the hole, it's a rather large like hole in the wall. You could jump through it, no problem. But you kind of like look over, so you're basically on the direct opposite side, and as you look down, you can see in the fading light at this point, because it is starting to become nightfall, you can see the rope trails down, and you can see two figures kind of attached to this rope.
Oh.
You'd probably need to get a close look to try and ascertain what they are.
Kasha goes and like lands on Delson's shoulder. She's like, "Brr."
I want to cautiously go see if I can figure it out.
Okay, so these guys are dangling about 10 feet off the ground, and the tree itself is about 30 feet tall, so you need to decide if you're going to climb back down and look from the ground, or just look from where you are.
I'm going to climb back down.
Okay. So you open the trapdoor and climb back down. It's relatively easy enough. You can kind of see why they didn't need a ladder. The tree is sturdy, and you do find like it's easy enough to grab hold of. And as you kind of land back down, you make your way around the other side of the tree, and you can see now the figures in question. So, looking at it, you can see the two figures. One of them is hanging upside down, their foot trapped in the rope. As you get closer to it, you can see that almost like its armor is very box-shaped, until you realize, as it kind of like twists in the breeze, that this isn't a human. It's a warforged that's, upside down by its leg, seemingly unresponsive. The other one that is tangled up in this time the rope around his neck, you can see the corpse of a large, muscular half-orc. Looking down, you can see his a battle axe is kind of partially embedded in the ground.
I can only guess what occurred here.
Like, is it just a corpse or?
It's
So-
a corpse
Okay, sorry, I couldn't like.
in an unresponsive warforge.
Okay.
Something obviously happened to them.
Did we follow Delson?
I assumed you guys
Yeah,
did.
we're all like he climbed down and we would have seen that and walked around to where he.
How
I'll see this and.
Can I get an idea of how long the orc's been dead for, maybe?
Make
maybe I might have
a
to get it down.
medicine check. 18. Not that long. Only a couple of days from the looks of things.
This is ominous.
Do I know why he's dead as well with an 18?
The rope around his neck is a pretty good indication.
Oh, it was around his neck. I thought I missed what I missed.
I thought you said
where-
ankle.
The Warforged
that
has
was
it
the
around the
Warforged.
ankle.
Oh,
Around
okay.
his
Oh,
ankle.
that's
By the
fine.
ankle.
Sorry.
I thought it was like he got caught in a trap and like maybe some guy came and stabbed him or something. Okay. Is where we actually look at like, the rope around his neck, but he actually got, disemboweled.
Would you like me to get him down?
Aye.
Just
No one deserves
cast.
to be left like this. Get him down.
I'm gonna just cast fly myself because I like to do that, and then so I just float off the ground and up, and I can wrestle and untie and whatever, and bring the bodies down. How heavy is the Warforged? Very heavy.
Very heavy.
Nice.
There's quite a bit of rope that's around both the ankle and the neck, which is why it hasn't broken yet.
Once I get up there, I pull out this black sword that is almost completely solid, and I will cut it all.
Okay,
off.
yeah, so you slash through it. It cuts through rather easily, and not to mention it's a rope, so it's, fine. And you just watch as the two bodies just land in a rather unceremonious heap, but then after a few seconds, you actually hear from one of them, "Ow!"
What?
Imagine it's the Warforged. I'd be a little afraid if you want to set that.
Can I inspect?
'Cause I was trying to be delicate. I wouldn't really want them to fall, but
You
Like,
probably be yanked down with them if you tried to hold on to the rope, because this is a large half-orc and a warforged, which are heavy by themselves.
Can I inspect which?
and are they like
one's
connected?
They're not. They're kind of like
It's like
tangled up by the rope.
Okay.
I wish to inspect who just made the.
I guess I don't get to
owl.
roll any dice.
Okay. You don't
Also,
need to
I'll sit
roll
down.
because as you kind of like approach it, you watch as Warforged just like just kind of sits up and just shakes his head. And at this point, now you've got a good look at him. He's not like the Warforged that you've normally seen. Like, whereas his normal ones are a lot more like, I know they're obviously like stone and metal and such, but they're like shaped more to fit more like a human. This one is much more like angular and blocky, like much more unrefined.
Hmm.
He's just there like, ow.
Are you okay, sir?
Oh yeah, no, this is exactly what I do on my weekends. What do you think? God.
Considering you were dangling up there, I imagine not.
No, it's not. It's not exactly what I like to do in my free time. Because he just begins to try and like untangle the rope from his ankle.
Is he wearing like clothes at all?
No,
No, just
he's,
a robot
he's,
man.
he's just
Does he have any
wood and
equipment?
metal. You don't see any equipment minus the battle axe that's currently embedded in the ground near him.
Was the orc also naked?
No, the orc has hide armor on.
Yep.
Okay.
What may I ask happened here?
Somebody thought that they wanted to make me scrap metal. That's what. I told him no, he wouldn't take it as an answer. He charged at me and just indicates up to the hole in the wall. The rest you can probably guess.
Did you make this? And I'll like look up at the treehouse.
Yeah, I made it. What, you don't think that we can build stuff?
No, that was the opposite of the inclination I was trying to give, but okay.
Well, the Warforged seem to have thought
no.
that.
So you said he was the one who. You said he didn't look like he had any equipment.
The Warforged doesn't know.
Does he seem like he's a spellcaster then?
Make a perception check.
Okay.
I'm not wearing anything. How can you
Yeah,
tell?
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Is he killed the? I'm just wondering. Maybe it was.
You
No,
have no idea. You just see
I mean,
literally-
an angular, boxy Warforged. That's about it.
Really weirdly
Yeah.
expressive.
Indeed. I can assume though that when they fell out, that this guy simply got unlucky, and us.
I mean, the other guy had a noose around his neck. That's pretty fucking unlucky.
Oh, what? You gonna say that I did it?
But that's what you
Yeah,
just
did
said.
just say you
Even
did it.
with them, if that was
Yeah, isn't that what you just said?
Or he charged you, and you both
Yeah.
fell out and he died.
The hell was that?
You know.
Damn drag racers.
He charged me, we fought, I disarmed him, we ended up fighting on the ground, we got tangled up in the rope, and then he barged me out the side.
Why did he do that?
He was
Because
trying to make him scrap metal.
He's trying to make them scrap.
he just came up here, started screaming at me being some threat to people, and attacked me.
I see.
I want to try my insight to see if he's like lying or something. at this
Go ahead and
point.
make an insight check.
Yeah, I'm gonna insight as well, if that's alright.
Okay.
Seriously, that's kind of low.
Great roll. I don't know what you're talking about.
The roll itself, my insight is 5, so it's like I could roll.
He seems to be honest
What
about what
you
he's
rolled
saying.
He's honest about what he's saying.
He seems to be honest about what he's saying. At this point, he has untangled himself and he just, stands up, just brushes off some of the dirt.
So what were you even doing living out here so far away from the city?
Oh, what? A Warforged can't just find a place to relax?
This guy, man.
Fucking listen, man, you know that's not what I mean.
Pardon me, but what's your
Would
name?
you like us?
Hey, there we go.
Like the name I gave myself or what my creators told me?
Your name. Your name.
What do you go by?
I go by the name
would you-
Sean.
Sean.
On.
Love it.
It's quite a name, actually. Okay.
This might
Just
just be
Sean.
the new best world.
Got Harvey, we got Gus, now we got Sean.
Do you like living out here?
I did until this asshole showed up.
Fair enough. I
What do you do?
probably wouldn't
exactly?
like getting attacked by anything around there, too.
Well, what I do now is I just spend time walking the place.
Okay. Is no one noticing how he is?
Yeah, I mean, he's a lot different than any Warforged I've seen so far. Did you perhaps gain sentience, like, long ago? Or something?
See, that's a weird
like-
thing people tell me about because things might have changed with Warforged since I was built.
And were you built?
Yeah.
What year is it right now?
Oh, okay, where's my notes?
I forget. I mean, sometimes it'll be lucky
no,
if I
take-
remember what the
that's a
real
good
one is.
question. Why don't you tell
It
us?
was.
It is,
Yeah.
at this point, it
Yeah.
is 722 after Pterodont.
Okay.
Okay,
I shall
I'm putting
relay that to him.
in the goddamn notes.
This is where he says, "What's pterodont?"
Yeah, I'm like, God damn it, not again.
Well, it was 722, wasn't it?
So that was about... Let's see,
Hotline 3 times.
about 300 years ago.
Oh shit.
300 years. Wow,
Yeah, I was the latest generation, one of the latest generations to be built.
That's older than a lot of elves I've encountered.
It's not that old.
Elves have you been talking to? They live for like
Don't say you're
900
the-
years.
Also,
fuck
you're
off,
traveling
Greg.
with a dwarf who's 270.
That's
Yes,
older
yes,
than you, Trognar.
Yes, yes, we know you're a grandpa.
Well,
You know, you're old.
Yeah, I would
That's like, do I
say,
get an ounce of respect in there?
I'd say roughly 300 years ago was when I was created. A couple of years after that, I struck out on my own to, for some reason, a lot of fear and anger.
Probably because you're a machine that came to life.
Well, so did the last 3 generations before me.
Maybe
Yes,
it was.
But
Maybe it was the whole failsafe thing people mention.
Failsafe.
Yeah, apparently sometimes when, like, I think it was when more recent models and past models went or were sentient, they would also end up going, like, berserk or something. At least that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I've had a couple of my fellow... I don't know what you guys would call it when it's, similar creations. But I've had some of those that created with me go that way. Don't see why they need something like a failsafe or anything, though.
to stop them from hurting people.
Well, that might be what they want to do. Just
That
like
is-
I didn't want to hurt people, so I left and struck it on my own.
That's a fair point, actually.
I mean, that's fair. I don't know how to argue with that. There's something wrong about that philosophy, but at the same time,
Yeah.
right.
isn't that... Yeah, whatever.
I mean, you make it sound like we get bills and it's a flip of the coin.
Almost like it's binary.
My God.
I think that's how these recent generations have been. But then again, I'm no, like, master of knowledge to this stuff.
Nah, the gnomes would be ones that would know that stuff. I'd go there and ask them myself, but I think I've got a shoot-on-sight kind of deal going for me.
We've heard actually. There's apparently been like a lot, like more warforged that have been berserk that are, well, yeah.
I haven't seen any berserk warforged around here in the past few weeks, not including the time where I was a bit preoccupied.
There's an incident up in Platinumhold with construct.
Oh,
Yes.
right. I wouldn't have any clue about that one. I've lived by myself for the last 200 years or so. First 100, I tried traveling with people. Didn't work out so well.
Well, you seem friendly enough.
Yeah, definitely.
Doesn't seem like you're about to fly into a murderous homicidal rage at any moment. You seem pretty cool.
As I said,
What was that?
the stuff that they gave me when I was first built, didn't like, left, because didn't want to hurt people. Of course, he looks down at the half-orc corpse. If someone does try to attack me, it's not like I'm not gonna fight back.
As any person would do.
Yeah, that's just basic nature.
So why do you think if you're around a bunch of people, you'll be predisposed to hurt them then?
As I said, when I decided to leave, they said that wasn't what I was built to do or some stuff like that, and they screamed about me going rogue, and well, then that escalated to them attacking me.
That
Seems as though-
really got
That
out of
doesn't seem like going haywire. That just seems like you wanting your own life, to be honest.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't know what the hell my creators are thinking. I know they were stupid, though. The way they built me, I slipped away no problem.
But why did you ever figure out why did they build you? What was your original purpose according to them?
Well, it's pretty easy to explain that by saying what my designation name was when they built me. My designation name is Scout Unit 4th Generation Night Watcher.
It's very long and very specific.
That's why I went with Sean.
Well,
Oh, I get
it's
it.
just to tell you what it is.
Yep.
My job was not. I was designed for night reconnaissance.
Mm-hmm.
And coming up with acronyms. Okay.
Mm-hmm. From what I've seen with a few of my guys who got away as well, they did the same thing. Just took their designation name, filled about with it, and came up with different names.
Right. Although you do know there's a war on, don't you?
I've heard bits and pieces.
And you're a scout, and you're a proud of your scout. So have you seen anything? Any rustling in the trees? Any shadows in the forest? Anything like that?
I mean,
Apart from us, of course.
apart from you
And
guys.
and the fucker is swinging from that branch, aye.
Well, a week or so ago, there was some commotion in the forest. There's been some creatures having a bit of a territory dispute. Caused a lot of noise, but I didn't bother going near it.
Well, it wouldn't be human and beast folk having that dispute, would it?
Couldn't tell you, but whatever they were large. Look, my days of scouting are over, so I'm not really of the opinion that I need to go check something out when I need to.
So what is it that you do every day? Like just mop around in your treehouse?
You act like that's a bad thing.
It's just not a bad thing, no, but I'll just be bored to tears.
I don't believe I was designed with that particular defect.
You cannot be bored.
Hear that, Trothanar? A defect.
Well, I would agree. The emotion of like boring is kind of not a very negative, pretty negative
Yeah,
phone
true.
call.
When your design is to scout out things and lay in wait, the idea of getting this board is not something that you really need.
I suppose that makes sense.
Although this is
Like
something I
the-
thought would have just appeared when you gained your synth.
Do you mind if
games
we
and
camp
things
here
like-
for the night with you? The sun is falling.
Is
Least
this,
I
stars
can,
are coming
least
out.
I can do, given you, you know, got me out of a bad situation there.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank
Also, I think in the morning we're heading off to Delcross to see if we can help some of the people there. I mean, if there's any way of, trying to undo some of the bad reputation Warforged have, it's having one of them help hundreds of thousands of people in it.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
what
I'm
can I
not
say?
going anywhere near that city.
Why?
Because I'll be shot on
Because he
sight.
just Blamed it
Yeah, yeah.
to be attacked.
They
I
think he's
literally
on a road.
spent 100 years trying to live a life normally, and every single time I was attacked. That's why I spend my time here and have done for the last 200 years. Contrary to what you may think, you are an exception to the status quo with people and me.
Hmm.
What
Right.
should
I
we
see.
do with the body?
You should just bury it.
It's
Bury
kinda
it, throw
like-
away, eat it. I don't really care.
Really?
I don't want to eat it. I don't want
I
to eat
mean,
it.
we knew someone who would
and the worms
eat
and the
it.
weevils eat from
Yeah,
the
and-
inside?
But
Everybody just looks longingly into the horizon, thinking of a single tear.
Yeah.
Wonder
If
how
Mary
Mary's
was here,
doing
she
right
would
now.
eat it.
Yeah.
It's not like she's
Yeah,
dead.
if
If
Well,
Mary was
yeah,
here,
man,
she
don't
would
joke, I-
already be eating it. I'm just pointing out.
Just
Yeah,
numbing on
She
it.
would be doing that in the background during this conversation.
I mean, Valeth,
Mary,
would you eat it?
I do not eat oryx, thank you.
Dude!
Why did you ask that?
Dude, not gonna
That
lie,
was a
that's
reasonable
really...
question.
What? Goliaths don't eat people. What the fuck are you... I'm kind of like...
Orcs
I
eat
can't
people,
believe-
so could be.
People?
I
Yeah.
know tons of Goliaths. People
Right,
have it
yeah,
all
yeah.
like,
over,
we're not
man.
about eating people. It's
Well, it just has like a big
How
smile on his
fucking
face and finds
fuck.
this entire conversation hilarious. Like
Right.
the Warforged too. He loves this guy.
Right.
Let's just bury him so that
I'm
no
gonna
one
go-
goes over here and
I will
Sean,
dig the hole.
for
Do I
the-
have a shovel? I have a shovel.
Yeah,
dig
I agree.
hole.
I agree with the princess. So, Trostnar, will you dig the hole? Should I dig it?
Why
You have
why
the
have I got to
shovel.
deal with the manual labour?
Well, dwarves are digging
Because
holes.
you're-
Digging diggy hole.
Because you have beefy
And you're-
arms.
What, do you want me to do it? That just sounds mean.
My
That's very
people,
I will give you a
My
hand,
people-
Trotnar.
have been my people have been fighting against that kind of prejudice for thousands of years. Okay.
Not exactly helping it, considering that you all live underground and mine.
Also, you have beefy. That's the other reason.
No.
I mean, we might be able to get Dracian to do it. I mean, he does kind of enjoy the dirt.
Look, if it'll stop all this fucking bickering, I'll do it myself. Okay.
Aw, what a good diggy dwarf.
Okay, no, let's not go that far.
That's
You say another fucking word about me and digging holes, I will cut off the rest of your hair. I'll make you a bold princess.
Neska help me like a Vita.
I do not know
Everyone's
who
a
this
little bit
Evita is, but it
racist.
sounds terrifying.
I don't know either, but I agree. It does sound very
I don't
terrifying.
recognize the name, but I'm just filled with instant dread.
So mark me down as hardy and afraid.
Well, whatever you do, I will Try and fix that. Just points up to the hole in his wall. And he just goes back around the trunk of the tree, and you actually watch as it's weird because you see his fingers kind of like pop out slightly, and where the fingertips are, you can just see a bunch of like very small daggers from it. You just watch, he just
Climbs up the tree.
Yep.
Oh, so that's how he does it.
How big is that room up there?
It's about 20 by 20.
Okay.
Let's just camp down. At
Like
the base
it's a
of the tree.
large tree it's situated on.
Yeah.
Like it was large enough where you had to actually walk around to see the two bodies.
Yeah. Good. Quite large.
And then after
Wow.
a few seconds, you hear the sound of like some rope falling, and looking where the trapdoor is, you can see Sean's thrown down some rope and is tied up at the top there.
Oh, nice.
Yay.
Right. I'll climb
Have
up
any of
then.
you guys got a shovel?
I don't actually. That's what I was
Your
asking
hand.
earlier.
I think I actually do. I actually do have a shovel.
It's like
Sorry,
that really
my-
annoying thing in RPGs where you don't have a shovel and you're like, I need it to just dig this hole. Can't I just use my hands? It's like, no, sorry, you can't.
Also, I will
Need
climb
shovel.
up too.
Sorry, the little shovel I got's only enough, like, digging up herbs, not bodies.
Floria has like a little tiny trowel. It's like, I have a
probably
shovel.
I'm pretty sure that's probably in her herbalism kit. It's probably a little tiny, little
Yeah.
I'll
tiny
get
thing for digging
Floriana
up.
can help.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah.
give Trot the shovel.
I
and
have
climb
this.
up.
I have this teeny tiny trowel in case we come across an aesthetically unpleasing flower bed.
I'm pretty sure it's probably in her kit. It's a little shovel for digging up herbs.
Alrighty. Yeah, so
Right outside.
dig the
Okay.
hole.
I don't know
Alright.
if it's in there, but still.
So
Yeah,
you
I climbed
spend
up with Nemesis.
So you spend
Joey
about
does that left.
So you spend the next 20 minutes just digging the hole. You just throw the body in. Do you throw like the axe in as well, or?
Is it a nice axe?
It's not fancy or anything. It's just like one that you could get from a normal smithery.
Return of robbing.
Anyone fancy an axe?
It's not grave robbing
Let's
until you
leave his
actually
weapon
put it
with
in the
him.
grave.
Yeah.
That way, if he comes back, then it comes back to life like as an undead. He'll have a weapon, and that'd be cool.
Yeah, then you can join the fight.
You hear Sean speak up. I don't quite appreciate that notion.
What the?
It's definitely Colton talking, but okay.
Yep.
Should we really be offering?
Oh, it really is a lily. Actually, it's apparently a flower for.
Why
After
are you suddenly speaking in that strange voice?
the grave is made, I'll also have a lily grow from the gravesite. So we'll pull out the staff and let it grow a flower on the grave. Yep. Okay.
All right.
Mark.
Do we have a nice little service for
We didn't.
No,
For
we
the
don't have
unnamed
some
orc.
for asshole Mickey.
We didn't know who you were. And sorry that you attacked our new friend Sean.
We
At
will
the very
just
least,
call this.
we have buried you,
We will just call
Thank
this
you.
orc Murdoch.
Murdoch.
Murdoch?
May Morian judge you for the twasig you were.
Yep. I don't know why, but it just feels fitting, and also fills me with dread saying that.
Oh well, I don't understand either.
Wild card, bitches.
All right. So you guys make your way up through the back into the trapdoor. During this time, you can see Sean. He's just been quietly muttering to himself as he's just placing like any bit of wood that he's got left. You can just see there he grabs what appears to be like a few metal stakes, and actually, rather than use a hammer, is just punching them in with using the metal part of his. Is the fact that he's got a metal hand essentially.
Yeah, he's a robot.
Just a.
I love it.
Which,
You know,
as you can see on him, you can look on furthering, just like actually noticing as he just examined his hand. There's a lot of dents along the side of his hand, so he's been doing this, using this method for a while.
Nice. I will, before I guess I don't know. I'll wait till right before we go to bed to cast alarm.
Yeah.
I'll do it around the tree.
I'm guessing because he's a warforged, he doesn't have any need for heat or anything. So I'm guessing
Heat
it's
or
cold
breathe.
and dark.
Yep, basically. Well, it's not.
And he's called Night Watcher. You can probably see in the dark too.
Yeah.
Yep.
It'd be funny if you didn't have dark vision. It's like,
I want to see if
What time of year is it?
What was that? Sorry.
what? Yeah. Sure.
What time of year is it?
Winter. You're currently in the winter. Like
Okay, so we should start a fire.
you're in like essentially January.
And
I thought we were in the treehouse. Why do we want to start a fire in the treehouse?
I'm gonna
I thought
freeze
we
my
were-
little dwarf nips off.
No, because we'll catch the place on fire.
I missed the factor
No,
though.
you can like control it. No, that's fine. The fire doesn't spread like it's not. You can just
I
make
don't
it
think we want to
fire.
put a little fire pit in the middle of a wooden floor though. That
Exactly.
it doesn't work.
With the rocks.
We don't want to make fire. We'll be fine. We have blankets.
What happens if we roll over our sleep and it's like
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. You guys are the ones complaining. I'm shirtless right now.
We have blankets.
Or I have a
Rock
robe, but it's like open and it's not like it's not.
You
done
can
up.
you
I have
can
a
heat.
giant bear coat.
I miss when Lisa had immunity to natural cold.
I also have my
That was
freaking
back
long
when-
coat, so.
Yeah, because I
fine.
think at one point there, because I remember Neri bought a winter clothes too, and so she had one of those. So I think a bunch of us have like Jon Snow, Stark coats, or basically.
Alicia or Florian actually has a fur-lined, like a wintry fur-lined coat. It just looks a little big on her if she wears it because
I'm like-
it's for a different form, so it's a little bigger on her at the moment.
And
she
let's
wears it.
just go.
I'm like that character from Don't Starve. I'm using my beard to stay warm.
That actually a thing in that?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I think one character, I think it's the gentleman scientist, can grow after like
Winston,
a month.
yeah.
He'll have a beard so.
Or Wilson even. Wilson.
Wilson, he can grow so big that it counts as like thermal winter clothing.
Wow. It's so stupid but glorious at the same time.
Well, like facial hair growing is like a mechanic in that game.
Well,
Yeah.
some
Yeah,
of
but
them.
just using it as thermals is just like that. Just ridiculous at
It's probably the least weird thing about that game.
Oh
that point. I
yeah.
agree, but
But yeah, we all have things, so we don't need to make a fire.
Sure, that's fine then.
All
Is
right.
it bad time to say that Troth's not scared of the dark?
wait, he is? I don't remember you mentioning that before.
Tough crap.
No, he isn't. He's fine.
Okay. So, as you bunk down for the night, is everyone taking watch?
Didn't Valve say he was casting alarm?
I'm gonna cast
Something?
alarm
Don't forget about
around the
alarm.
base of the tree
I'll
in a
keep
large
watch.
ring.
I'll keep with Dracian, if he wants to.
What's Sean
watch with
doing?
me.
At this point, he's just leaning out one of the windows he's got and just looking out.
I'll keep watch.
He's night
No.
watching.
It's on a delicate. It's kind of. Yeah.
Wait, where's Raya at this point?
She.
Oh yeah, she's like clopping around at the bottom of the.
No,
tree.
so
Oh,
she. It took her a lot longer, but she is up there with you guys.
We had to like
Okay.
make a harness with ropes and like haul her up.
No, no,
It's
she was.
that big.
She was able to climb in
Oh, yeah,
there
she's a
herself.
monk. She's a monk,
Yeah,
man.
she was able to climb in there
she's got,
herself.
like-
It just
she's
took
like the
longer
strong-
because centaurs, they move 4 feet in the space of 1 when climbing. Whereas everyone else, unless you've got a climbing speed, it's 2 feet for every, 2 feet of movement for every 1 foot you actually move.
That's such a weird like combination of things because as a monk it's basically just balanced out, right?
Yeah, the
eventually it
additional
is.
move
Not at
speed
this
helps.
level.
Yeah, not at this level.
But like once she gets that thing, it like makes it so that you can travel, or you can climb vertically or whatever. Fine.
Yeah, so,
but-
so basically her full movement...
funny. That's
by-
cool. I
her
like that.
full movement by default would only let her climb 10 feet, even though she's got a move speed of 40, to give an idea.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So it does
It's only
take her a
like
lot longer, but she does eventually get up there with you guys.
Yay.
Yay.
So the only ones that are down there are Brutus, Hanel, and Diorian.
Yep.
Theo.
Yeah.
The
Oh, Diota.
yeah.
That's my one for all this time. So yeah, I'll keep watch.
Okay.
So,
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Dirt boy.
I hate having the feeling where I know I have a lot to pack still, but I just don't know what to pack, especially since it's kind of hard to do it well. Try to pay attention to this during this session. I was kind of hoping to get combat, because then I only have to I only have to make sure I pay attention like half the time. 'Cause I don't have to
Probably paid.
make sure I don't have to listen.
Generally
I have to
speaking.
pay attention more, but I also don't have to listen to every single word to know what's following.
I am the world's
going on.
greatest detective. I'm just not very perceptive.
Okay.
It's that weird combination of where I kind of need to pay more attention, but at the same time, I don't need to pay as much attention because it's different.
It's mostly the paying attention and not interrupting constantly.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes, please. All right.
I saw a
So
smile on Tom's face.
just go this.
So whether to be
All right.
concerned.
So, you begin your watch with no light outside of the sky, which has got clouds overhead. It is very difficult for you to see, even with your dark vision. The only thing you really see is your friends sleeping in the treehouse, and Sean just looking out of the window. But eventually your watch comes to an end. Does anyone else go for it, or do you just sleep the rest of the time?
I'll stay. I'll like get up and do a watch. And
Okay, make a perception check.
a.
Basically, same thing.
I spend most of the night just staring, longingly into my fancy new sword.
Okay, which
Where
well,
did
you
get
saw
this
you saw
sword
well
from?
the description of the sword basically says itself.
Yeah, so it's just a pitch black sword. If anybody is up when I'm up, they'll probably see me if they have dark vision.
Delson
But-
probably would have saw it as he was changing, swapping shifts.
Yeah. I'm not really hiding it at all, but I'm just like focusing intently into the sword.
I didn't remember looking. Sounds cool. Sounds cool, but
I just have no idea what that is or where he got.
we're on our counter check.
You could always just ask.
Yeah,
Probably just tell you.
I'll do that in the morning.
Okay.
Okay, so you begin your shift. You are mesmerized by this blade that you have, and your shift comes to an end. So, is there anyone taking a third shift, or are you just going to be trusting Sean for the last of it?
Probably only need to do shifts. Where?
You need to do 3 shifts so that everyone gets a full 8 hours.
I'll
Because
sit
like
up
each
with
shift is 4 hours.
Sean.
Okay, go ahead and make a perception check.
Yay.
Natural 20.
Ooh, blimey.
Okay. So, you keep an eye on the outside area. And it's very faint, but you watch at the same time. Sean's head just kind of like twitches slightly, and you hear, like, very in distance, just a rumble of something.
Hey, Sean.
Yep.
Wanna go check it out?
Nah.
Oh, come on.
Nope.
We all just
Come
sleeping
on,
still?
you're a big robot dude. You'll be fine.
A big robot dude that hasn't fought for 300 years.
That's true. As I just sit there and scamper my pseudo dragon.
Sean does pause for a few seconds and says, "Don't know if that was thunder or something else."
Namaste. Mom, wake up.
God, what do you want?
Get your armor on. I heard something. Let's go check it out.
You heard what?
I don't know, like rumbling. But Sean
How
doesn't
quiet
want
are those
to
two
check
being?
out.
I don't know. How quiet are you two being?
I'm being as loud as I want to be.
There you go.
Okay, so everyone is up then. Got it.
We're in like a 20-foot room.
Who cares about rumbling? There was a
Can I just
by
throw?
Marlin.
Oh, crap, then.
Can I just throw an apple in their general direction?
Can you do me a massive favor, please?
Shut the fuck up.
Yes, please.
So interesting.
Oh, what's going on? Why are you so loud? Let me see. Why are you so loud?
Off, you little midget.
I'm fine
Can't
with
help
how
it.
short I. Not being
I-
mean about it. I'm
I
fine
will
with how
get
short I am.
Everyone is now awake. I will get up,
Yeah.
put my armor on to inspect this shit.
Yeah,
I'll
Can I
get
help?
up
I'm
and
perfectly
do
fine
it
with
too.
how short I am.
Yeah, same. Fuck it.
Just like Trustman. I'm
Yeah.
sure he's fine with how short he is too.
We're just not
Yeah,
having a long rest.
Also,
Okay,
wait.
that's
Also,
cool.
wait. I'm literally right here, and you call him the midget? Her the midget, sorry?
Yep. I'm just.
Yeah, but I'd say the only thing is it's
Don't
because
want
you're. I only imagine it's because you're as tall as you're ever gonna get, whereas I'm supposed to. Whereas I can still end the grow. All that's not true. I think I'm better short as I'm gonna be.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
just getting up
Oh,
to talk with Fortune and Nemesis yelling.
I'm gonna stay
I
in
mean-
the room and I fell asleep again.
I mean,
Yeah.
to be fair, you're a changeling. It's your choice to be that small.
Indeed. See, that's why she's fine with it.
Yeah, I will proceed to frustratingly get my armor on and follow them outside. Back down the
Yeah.
ladder to see what the hell the noise was.
I'm following these people too.
So some kind of noise. Then okay, I'll follow.
Yeah.
All right. As you guys saw climbing out, Ree says, "Oh hell no! I'm not climbing down there to climb back up this again."
fine. You stay here and continue sleeping with Gratian.
Kinky.
Don't worry. I'm sure if we get into a fight, you can just throw Hadokens off of the from the treehouse.
That is how rumors start.
Yep. This is obviously how it
Actually-
works.
Savannah will remember this, except she's not here, so she can't defend herself on this one.
Come on, y'all made fun when I pulled Gratian into a tree at the first time. Let's get going.
All right.
I'm going with Fortune to go and check out the rumbling, even though it could be miles away.
Lead on, good lady fuckwit.
Yep, I'm following them too.
Lilith is just gonna stay in the treehouse.
Okay.
I only like you for your muscles.
Okay. So you climb down the tree. Are you making way on foot? You're not taking Hanel or the cart with you?
Can we take
No, I just give Dio the watch the fort down.
All right, boss.
I'll leave Hanel alone. I'll let him sleep. If I need him, I can summon him.
All
Good
right.
job.
I can't wait for the animated spin-off of just those three.
Yep.
It's Adventures
Of course.
of Brutus, Hanel, and Yorin.
That'd be pretty fun one.
Unfortunately, literally neither
That's
of
what I
them
was
can
thinking,
understand each other.
Yep.
Hanel can only speak telepathically in Celestial. Diorian can only speak telepathically. Speak to Delson. I don't know why. I say it the first time, but my brain's refusing to say it the second time. In Elvish,
Brutus is just
and
a
Brutus is a horse.
Bruce is just always like, "Hey
You
guys."
have to learn how to communicate through like body language and hoof stomps.
That's the gimmick though.
It's like, yeah.
Hanel and
Great.
Diorian might, but Brutus is just a horse.
It's a creation of
He's the Mo of the. He's the Mo.
Yeah.
Of the group.
Yeah, he's Mo.
Who's Mo?
Okay.
Hey guys.
The
Mo is Mo.
I know what it's from, but I don't know what it's called, and I don't know anything
The
about
Three
him.
Stooges?
The Free
Stooge
Stooges,
Brothers, I
yeah.
think?
I just don't know anything about him. I know.
Wait,
Right.
then who's Curly?
I don't know.
Fight
They're not
among,
really
fight
the
among
Stooges.
yourselves for that one after the session. All right.
Okay.
So
And just this Free Stooges stuff is just lost in the two Brits in the room.
I know the Three Stooges.
Really?
Yeah.
Doesn't know the Three Stooges.
Exactly.
I haven't seen a single Three Stooges sketch.
I mean, that's because that was like
They're
what
a
the
cultural thing,
'60s.
less than a media thing.
Yeah, I think they're all dead now at this point. Like it was the '60s, I
Yeah.
think, when they were the '60s or the '30s when they were famous.
Yeah, it was like 30s.
'30s,
Yeah,
yeah.
everything was
Really?
literally
All the way
like
back to
black and
the
white.
Wow.
Yeah, they were basically they were kind of like the Chuckle Brothers over here, but
The Chuckle
Stooges.
Brothers. 1920 to 1970. Damn.
Chuckle vision. Chuckle
Jeez.
vision.
yeah. Anyway,
Okay, not
so
to be the weird one, but Chuckle Brothers sounds kind of like a molester group.
it's not. Trust me.
It's
They
sounds
were-
like a society of evil clowns.
No, they were a well-loved comedy duo. Unfortunately, one of them passed
Yeah.
away last year.
And they did a hip hop album once.
Oh, yeah, that one,
Like Abbott and
Yeah,
Costello.
with Kinji Strider. Yeah.
Anyway, so you make your way out towards the sound of rumbling which Fortune had heard. You walk by for about an hour through the forest. Go ahead and whoever's leading at the front, which I assume would be Fortune, make another perception check.
Yeah, now I remember.
Jesus.
We'll get another small box then.
8. Okay. So you keep making your way through the forest until eventually you appear outwards, looking at a large bit of grassland. And then you hear the rumbling again. Directly ahead of you. You then see a flash in the sky as lightning begins in the distance to start just lashing through the clouds.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This just that it was.
Oh. Seems like lightning. I mean, anything
So-
hot about it?
Anything bad? No, it just seems like normal lightning. It's just...
Wait, is it the same? Is it the same storm that I saw over Marlin like hours before?
Yes.
That's what I said it was.
Like the
That's
cloud,
really long.
like the clouds. Well, keep in mind you've only been there for a few hours, and
Yeah,
so the
true.
clouds have gradually made their way over. Because now, as you look up, you can just see clouds.
Smack
Storm
Fortune
is
upside the
coming.
head.
Oh,
There's nothing suspicious about the.
I'm going to just yank on one of Fortune's horns. You woke us up for nothing.
Ooh.
Just yank her horn and shake her head around.
Literally said that it was lightning.
better safe than sorry. I mean, I was only going to wake you up. Everybody else decided to come along here.
Yeah, but you woke up the one who would have least wanted to wake up.
Well, yeah, but I like her the best.
But there can't be storms in the fucking winter.
Keep in mind, given Ansor's size and such, like if you were to compare it to say like the states, you guys would be like bordering near like the southern states at this point. Like if you were to like place it,
Yeah,
in
that makes
comparison-
sense. Like if we
Yeah.
were in Texas, this is the thing that happens all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
Kingdom of Dra and Great Worm are like northern, like very far North America / Canada. So think of it that way. Picture Ansor like how you would picture the climate of America. I'm only saying that because the majority of the people here are American or Canadian.
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you saying that Elven
I
Girl
get
is
it.
ungodly hot?
Wait, what?
Are you saying that town of Elven Grove was ungodly hot?
Elven Grove's in the north. Like Elven Grove is freaking right here on the northern part of the kingdom. That's like where Oregon is in the equivalent. Pretty sure anyway. I don't know my geography.
Oh god, that means Lesdor's
Elven Whispers.
California.
Yeah, it is.
America, it's the explain. Why is this Kansas, but this is not our Kansas?
Okay.
But
Arkansas. Why Arkansas?
but yes, to put it.
Explain.
So, like,
Oh,
does
the-
that mean that the entirety of the Gilgamesh Hordes are basically Mexicans?
I find that offense.
I literally just
Where
made.
the Gilgamesh Hordes, where Mexico is, though.
I literally just made the comparison to make it easier to understand the climate of Ansor. I am not implying anything,
There's so
and that
many
was
of these
never
conversations.
a point
Oh,
where
so
it was
on the internet.
suggested.
Like, I'm just,
Yeah,
I
I'm
feel like
just
we need a
gonna
warning
go
at the
back
beginning of
and-
all these sessions, just how dumb we get.
I'm pretty
I'm
sure
going
if anybody watches this series, like we're like what 50 sessions in, I'm pretty sure they realize that by now.
Yeah. They realize that we're complete idiots.
Good. Actually, Fortune right now.
Yep.
And
Fortune
Shakes, I saw you
summarizes us.
pinging this here.
Yeah, that's the grasp, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going
We're on the
back
front
to the
lines of
treehouse.
the big international war.
Screw these people. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Oh, how there's
Can
all
I?
these mountains on the map, and then there's just this gap of small hills by Samya.
Let me find that because it's a very big place.
The Gilgamesh Hordes, and it's to the right.
Yeah, it's with the. I think that's a
Well, this bit here.
tropical jungle.
No, she's referring to this bit.
Yeah, I think it was like
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
is this a jungle?
It's
temperate
Jungle
region.
is massive.
it's more of a temperate area. Unfortunately, I have to make do with the tiles that I've got. And so to signify significant changes in climate, I had to use different wings. Like that's why you look further north, it's more like pine trees kind of deal to signify that you're in a colder area. You know? That's just purely a limit of what I have to work with, unfortunately.
But yeah, I'm heading back because I'm done with this. Crap.
yeah. And then,
Yeah. So, are the storm clouds, are they like located squarely over Marlon? Anything suspicious about them?
Well, you can't see Marlon from where you guys are.
Yeah, what he was saying is that the storm has moved from there to here
Yeah,
now. and
it's
still
moved from
moving.
the direction of
For
Marlon.
fuck's sake.
It's moved
Okay.
from the direction of Marlon to above you guys.
Like, it's not like a magic storm that's sitting above the city.
No, it just
Probably not, at least.
It's just weather.
yeah,
Natural phenomenon.
yep. Yeah, I mean, you just
Weather
look,
is weird. We've been underground for like months.
yeah, man. You guys have spent like 3 weeks underground pretty much with no real interaction with the weather.
Yeah, and then Falleth gets to the surface and it's fucking cloudy out. Bullshit.
You had a good chunk of that week where it was just
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I guess we were kind of on the surface, but
yeah.
Yep. I imagine we're all just heading back in full engine now.
I'm assuming so.
Yep.
Yeah, and literally no one speaks. He
Yeah.
just was so fucking angry.
And then, like, as you get back to it, starts raining because the storm's on its way. Now you're all wet.
All right, so you guys make it back to the treehouse and make your way back up. As you all climb in, you just hear Sean say, "Have fun."
Oh, buckets, eh?
I throw an apple at Fortune.
Can I try
How
and
many
catch
apples
this
do you have?
apple?
Can you? What
A
was that?
lot.
Sorry, Fortune.
Can I catch the apple?
Make a dexterity check.
Wait. Delson, are you basically Elven Carlito?
Pretty
10.
much.
It's like, you know that blooper scene from the Avengers where Thor tries to grab his hammer and he's just like, shit. That's basically what you did.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's basically what Fortune does trying to grab the apple. Like, but instead of it going onto the floor, she does catch it the last second, but she spends a good, like, 5 or 6 seconds just trying to not drop it.
Ah,
Smooth, tiefling.
I just fall over asleep.
Mm-hmm. Actually.
Okay, so your sleep takes a little bit longer because it was interrupted by Fortune and Nemesis. But eventually, you all get a full night's rest. and you wake up the next morning to the unmistakable sound of rain hitting the roof of the treehouse and the outside.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Oh my god, Fortune, we're under attack! Oh no!
I'm going to get down and I'm going to try to like cover the horses and the.
All right, so you kind of run out and start covering. You can see that Hanel and Durian and by extension Brutus have kind of taken cover under some of the under one of the larger trees, but they are a little bit on the wet side. Your car is just out in the rain, like it is.
Oh god.
If you left anything in there, it is now being exposed to a lot of rain.
What have we left in there, people?
Nothing.
Yeah,
I take my
nothing.
stuff with me. I got a backpack.
Yeah, I got
Same.
a backpack.
We're not stupid.
Yeah.
A lot of this shit that we go over is really like, it's stuff that normal human beings never even think about.
I mean, the horse feed's probably wet now.
Yeah, if you haven't
But,
put
like,
that in your bag.
Yeah. We just have wet horse food.
But that can dry out.
Yeah.
Can it though?
It can.
I feel like I'm
I
looking
come from a farm. I know this stuff.
Mhm. I'm looking at the shape water, and I think that I can literally create an umbrella just made of water. It's just a simple thing of water that just doesn't move, and it just protects my head. It's like,
Yeah, I'm just sort of. Can I take Fortune's growy stick and then just put hide, like,
Can I give it back the
put
guy?
blankets over it?
and
Yeah, I
that's
want
what it
the.
is.
Someone give me the growy stick so I can put like the hide over it and basically make like a makeshift umbrella for the aminals.
So for the record, you'll need a lot more than just a single piece of stick and some hide to make an umbrella.
Yeah.
If you know how an umbrella is built, you know that it needs several things to keep it as an umbrella.
I need more sticks.
Otherwise, you just got hide on a stick.
If only we were in a forest made out of sticks.
Yeah.
I have a spell for this. I actually
Okay,
do.
use the spell for this.
I spend
Cool.
10 minutes and I
Just
cast
double
locate
check.
animals and plants and I say, trees, please.
Just
Oh my God.
you have to like pause for a second because just so many things pop up in your head that your brain
Yeah.
just kind of like gets overloaded for a second.
And it's literally just it's not even all of them, it's just the closest one. So it's this one we're standing next to.
Yeah, it's
the
just
one with
it's
the treehouse.
it's just like if like someone in the dark just shines a torch in your light, it just startles you for a second, like oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There is
And then
a tree approximately 0 meters away from us.
Well, yeah, let's.
And then just the words "open your fucking eyes," enter your conscience.
And then I open them. Fair point. Yeah.
Okay. So as Val spends 10 minutes to humor Delson. Okay.
I don't think I have anything useful. Oh, wait.
Could I have
cover-
instead looked for an umbrella? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
We even know what an umbrella
too
is.
silly.
With
Do we even
my
know what an
blanket.
umbrella is? Like,
Parasol's like ancient device.
Yeah.
okay,
They had parasols in China for like 6,000 years.
I guess so. I guess maybe it's just how complicated. Maybe it's just,
It might not be like not super complicated, but
yeah,
really easy to make.
yeah. I bet the.
Generally speaking, humans like not being rained on.
So yeah, I'm gonna look at everyone else. We should probably get going. So thank you, Sean, for letting us stay here.
No problem. Don't come back. Nothing against you guys. Like to be alone.
Okay.
We'll try not to bother you.
Thank
Sounds a bit
you.
rusty.
Can't do that. Magical construct.
Also made of wood.
You know what? I like this guy. This guy has some class.
Yeah, he's cool. I don't mind him. To be honest, I haven't really met a Warforged I didn't like.
If Sean, if we do decide to return, would you like anything?
You two maybe get some more wood so I can deal with this goddamn hole? And not bring anyone else with you?
Anything else? Just wood.
Got it.
Just wood to repair this damn hole.
Very well.
But don't come rushing back if you find any. He yells this as you guys begin leaving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys begin making your way through the rain, which it's raining pretty hard at this point. Without any proper cover, you guys get drenched within a few minutes. So, just as an
I
FYI.
can do anything. Oh, I can't.
I have a
I can't.
hat.
I actually. I will cast Tensor's floating disc. I think this will work. Oh no, it's only 3 feet above the ground. Never mind. I could lie under it. I could just lie under the disc.
But that
Like,
just
you
means
just
only your
want to, like-
face would not be drenched.
I could ask. I could ask
Hey.
if I do make the cube of water using shaped water, will it stay floating above my head?
I'll say if it's just like a small amount of it, then sure.
Yeah, I can only make a
It
5.
seems like you should be able to do the thing
Water.
from Matter at least.
All over her.
She's using water to keep herself from getting wet. Totally logical.
Well, once the water gets into it, it's kind of like.
Like
I
this.
guess if I can only
you should be
shape-
able to do this.
Make it like a dome so that it will run off the side of it.
Yeah, I can
You
make any
could
form of
summon
shape.
this floating disc, and I could balance it on my pole of collapsing.
And then we shall call it the Hypno Disc.
Alright. So,
I don't think anyone got that reference.
I mean, the only thing I think of with
Hypnodisc?
Hypnodisc is Robot Wars. That's the only thing I
That's
think
exactly
of.
what I was referencing.
Oh, hey, cool.
They have
Yeah.
Robot Wars in the States?
Yeah, I
we
imagine.
had
I
Robot
imagine.
Wars State.
Yeah,
They
but I
had
imagine
Robot-
they've rebroadcast ours because ours was better.
Yeah, I mean, we still have, like, BattleBots, which is going on, but I admit, Robot Wars was pretty good.
Yeah, they brought that back for a few seasons recently.
I know, I watched it.
It was good.
It's pretty
Anyway,
good, and Razor got pitted, like, immediately.
and he was never
That's
seen
not-
again.
That was funny.
Anyway, so you all spend a good chunk of the day traveling, trying to figure out a way to avoid getting drenched. Some with some minor success, some with 0 success. But eventually, as you go through the day, you eventually approach the city of Delcross.
We
So-
made it.
As you approach, large stone walls meet you, each one about 40 feet high, although from initially looking at it, it looks almost like the city has partially slid off the plateau it's on, as you can see it dip sharply on the front. You can see above the lower area, stoneworkers on scaffolding chipping away at aspects of the wall, carving out murder holes. You see them situating large cauldrons atop of the main gate. Pulleys nearby are hauling ballistas to the top of the walls. Even from this angle, you can see the very top of a castle, though from your experience with Exeter, this one is much shorter. You can see several towers dotting the city, although there's one that seemingly appears to not have the curved top that others do. But eventually, you make your way to the main gate of Delcross. You can see that occasionally the door opens and some people come out, and very few actually are coming in. As you arrive at the main gate, you're stopped by one of the guards. Halt! State your business and reason for traveling to Delcross.
We are members of the Plane Hunters. We have come to try and provide any help that we can.
Try and provide help. Alright. Raise the gates! Eventually, the gate is raised upwards, and you are brought into the city. Looking inside the city, despite a city that's preparing for war, it's still rather active. Did someone just breathe into the mic there?
I don't know, I heard it too.
Yeah, anyway. So, So, for a city that is preparing for a potential assault, it still is behaving mostly as if life is going on as normal. Several of the shops are open. There is a large number of pedestrians walking about. The one thing you notice is that a couple of the ones that pass by are those that are, like, dirty and filthy. Not in the sense of, like, with just dirt from the ground, but, like, stone dust and the like. You do see a couple walking by, like, pushing a cart that appears to be filled with either rocks or ore. Trafnar, you would know from your knowledge of the various dwarven holds that Delcross often trades and competitively mines against Platinumhold. Delcross is, as far as you're aware, a city that was founded on mining ores from the nearby mountain.
Aye. And I'm guessing the dwarfs put the humans to shame in terms of their minds.
They do a decent job, actually. But it really is a matter of perspective, because that you know that Delcross does have a bit of a larger dwarven population than most other Jahanian cities because of what they do in their line of work.
Okay, fair enough.
So, you guys are all in Delcross. What do you do?
First of all, I want to get these animals out of the rain.
Yeah, stable sounds good.
All right.
Stable the animals?
Yep. So
Yeah,
you're able to
stable
stable.
creatures.
We're able to stable the animals. That is, that's fine. Although the stable hand does give a very odd look when, you try to put Durian into the stable. You just see, he's just like, that ain't a horse.
I know.
We
Is it alright?
not really. We meant to stable horses here. We don't really got the capacity, especially, with the antlers and such.
It's really that much of trouble?
Oh,
Well, their head gets stuck in the door frame, you see?
I'm sure he'll be fine with it and not get his horn stuck in the door frame.
Is it your horse?
it's the stag.
No, never mind.
I
Pay extra.
Yep.
But at this point, one of the other, who appears to be the owner of it, just when you mention about paying extra, it's like, paying extra, let them. Ain't got time to be dealing with this stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So, you're able to stable all the horses. You find a place to store your cart.
How much does it cost?
What was that, sorry?
How much does it cost?
Let me just pull up my handy-dandy list of the costings for this stuff. So it's 5 silver per horse per night. For Durian, it is 7 silver per horse per night. Or for him, anyway. So basically, it's 1 gold per night for both Brutus and Hanel, plus 7 silver. You just keep it... You don't have to pay immediately, just keep tabs on how much it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just because otherwise it's going to be a lot. It's going to take a while to, like, you'd be like, oh, I also pay for this day, I also pay for this day, I also pay for this day. Just keep tabs
I'll
on
put
it.
it in.
Okay. Oh, yeah, someone just breathed into that mic again, jeez.
Oh, I think it's me.
Oh, it's you. Fuck you, man. You and your breathing.
My mic is attached to my headphones. It's right by my mouth.
Alright, that is.
What an observation.
Okay. So, you store your cart, you have stabled the horses. So what do you do now?
It's probably a good idea to find an inn, and also, we can't save Oriah, can we?
That's not. She wouldn't appreciate that. I'm gonna go ahead and say Raya would hit you for that.
Which she does.
Yeah.
She does when you suggest that.
I was suggesting that as Dom.
Oh,
Okay.
it's Dom. Okay. Never mind.
That's good because I rolled an attack for her. She rolled a 18. So that would
Yeah,
have
I
hit.
don't want to get kicked in the face by a...
Okay. No, you cannot.
Okay. In that case, I think half of us should find an inn, and half of us should find the plane, wherever the pigeon palace of this city is.
Sure. That's a good idea. I will go
I'll
try
go
to find
with
this.
the pigeon palace group.
I'll go to the other one.
Wait, what's
Who's
the pigeon
coming
palace?
with me?
I'll go with you.
Crap, I got distracted. What's the pigeon palace?
The plane hunter's place.
Oh,
We just call it the pigeon palace.
Because they use
Pigeon
pigeons to communicate with people.
Yep.
yeah, I'll go with them for now.
Oh,
Okay.
I actually
RPGs.
just... Yeah.
Yep.
Let me just...
Fortune, are you going to join me with the pigeon palace?
Sure.
Yeah.
I have to go because I'm the leader of the group. Also,
Yep.
we need to change our name. We're God's headache.
Yep.
My god's headache.
Well, yeah, actually,
Because
Or
if
the
the gods were to look at us right now,
God's headache.
they
Yeah,
probably are slapping their head so hard they have a headache at this point.
Yeah, that makes
Oh,
sense.
I thought we were God's headache.
I thought we
And
were
then
the
we-
I thought that we were the adventurers, formerly known as the knights, formerly known as of the Knights of Terror's Crossing.
Yeah, but now we're God's
What?
headache, formerly known as the Knights, formerly known as the Knights, formerly known as the Knights of Paragon's Crossing.
Yeah.
Just
We're
shortened down to
God.
God's headache.
So we got it. We got to
Little
change our name to God's headache.
Yeah.
And really, it's just a symbol, like Prince.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So, whoever is searching for what, either make your investigation check, either with advantage or just solo rolls if you're all doing your rolls.
Okay. He wants to give me an advantage to find the pigeon palace.
Wait, I thought you were going.
I thought you were going with me because I said who's coming
Yeah,
with me, and you said
He's
I'm going with you.
Yeah, he's going
Oh,
for the
yeah, we're going to find the pub, aren't we?
Yeah. So
I'll give you
is
a-
that,
I'll
is
give
that
you
investigation? Yeah, you should definitely.
Yeah,
I'll
it's
help you do that. I'll help you do
Yay!
that.
Will someone give the world's greatest detective investigation?
My beer sense
Advantage.
is tingling.
So,
There's a pub nearby. I feel it in my beard.
Okay.
so yeah.
Yeah, not too bad.
Am I rolling with advantage?
If someone's going to give you advantage, then yes.
I'll give advantage to.
Okay, I will take your advantage to do this.
Yeah, because my investigation's not, anything
World's
special.
greatest detective.
No, not bad.
Okay. So, I think he'll probably... Well, because Delson got the higher on the investigation check, we'll go with Delson's group.
Yay.
So, asking around, you initially call it the Pigeon Palace, which gets a lot of looks of confusion, until eventually you just start reverting and saying the Plane Hunters Guild's headquarters area. And eventually, you're pointed by the... you're actually pointed there by a fellow Plane Hunter. Who points you in the direction of the tower that doesn't have the sloped roof.
Okay. Do that tower. I probably did a disgrace to all that are French.
Yeah, good thing Sock isn't here. She'd stab you.
Yep. Yes. We'll talk about that
Okay.
later.
All right, so you make your way to the Plane Hunters Guild, and as you arrive, you can see arrive, you can see it's actually a much larger tower than the others. It just is a bit further back in the city. Eventually, as you go in, you can see a large spiral staircase covers the outer area of the tower, but... Well, someone dropped something there from the sounds of it.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, well, I'll mute myself.
All right. So, you... but in the middle, you can see, similar to the Pterodont Crossing one, a circular desk, and in front of it, you can see, sitting on a chair, reading a book, you can see an elf looks relatively youngish, has long, straight red hair that kind of goes to her shoulder. As she looks at reading the book, she's got like light grey eyes.
Oh, no.
And
She's cute.
you say that about all the characters I describe.
Yep. He's a bard, man.
Being cute characters.
I'm putting them as I think they should be.
Yeah, he's just describing like general.
Yeah, I'm just describing
I
them.
feel
That's
like
your
a cock- yeah.
Your imagination's the one that's making you have the hard on
Yeah.
for him.
My weakness.
Yeah, he's just a bard also.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Just roll your seduction checks and get it over
I'm
with.
just gonna look at Nemesis and be like, you can handle this.
All right. So,
I'm just Nemesis.
so who's speaking to the person at the desk then?
Nemesis, I guess.
I mean, she is the leader.
She said it herself.
Yeah, she's the leader. Druckner's only leader when, doing dwarf stuff.
I'm just gonna look away and just look around.
Alright, I'll go up to her. Excuse me.
Ah, greetings! Welcome to the Plane Hunters Guild. Pray, do you require our services, or are you here on other business?
We're plane hunters ourselves.
Ah, thou doth be of our kind, are they?
Oh my god.
All right.
Are we sitting in a Renaissance fair? What's going on?
I mean, we are in a Renaissance era general.
That's
We
good.
should all be talking like this.
Nope.
Tell me, this one's worth. That it be, that it be. Yes, it is, not that it be.
My god.
I am going to kill you, Shakes. I make a character and you just
What can I say?
He's
Like,
such a shithead. It's great.
yeah.
really is. Okay.
He's a shithead.
I don't mean it in meanness.
Okay.
That, it's almost like
So
it's just
the elf
one of that
kind of
shit
like
face.
closes the book and places it down. So, if thou art plane hunters, then does I have the name of thy group so that I may find and bring word of your safe arrival in Delcross?
Well, we're actually looking to change our name, but our oh my god,
Give it.
Knights of Pterodon's Crossing
Or-
or unknown.
I believe that mine records do say of a plane hunter group that gave themselves that name, but not officially. Would that be yourselves in this endeavor?
Yes.
All right. Allow me then, if you pray, just give me a second while I find your records. And she just stands up, just gives a slight bow before going to a sort of a little cabinet on the side and begins like searching through the cabinet. As she's doing that, she speaks up. Thou art brave arriving here in Delcross, given the situation of the flames of war marching ever forward. Tell me, what brings you to Delcross?
Oh, it's a stop while we go back north, but we're also told to come here by Young.
Master Young. Indeed, probably would have thought that the journey would be a bit easier. Mayhaps he wanted you to assist in the evacuation of plane hunters.
Oh my god, Young's a woman.
What was that, sorry?
Said she when referring to Young. Young's a woman.
I don't know. Fucking... I'm multitasking here, and it's just like also trying to keep this
Trying to put
character
your
speaking in
brain
this way.
through,
Yeah, it's like...
This is like one of the hardest things ever, Tig.
Yeah, this
I
is...
thought Young
Yeah.
was
Not envy you.
I mean, Peach can laugh, but she's got her own thing to DM, and then when she messes up, even though I won't be there, she knows I will be laughing a lot.
There'll be
I imagine
Elder
you literally just playing Tales of Vesperia and then.
Yes, I'll be playing Tales of Vesperia, and then randomly you'll just hear me go. Okay. No,
Are we-
he
Or that isn't because of something involving lead.
So to redo that line, mayhap he wished you to assist in the escort of plane hunters.
Perhaps he does. I just say, well, I'm not looking that way to keep my composure.
Here we are. So
Would there be a woman in the room? You can't look her in the eye.
places the so she places a scroll, and you can see it's got in rather neat what's it called? What's those people that do the really fancy writing called? I forget their names.
Calligraphy.
Calligraphy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
Calligraphy is-
really fancy writing. And it's got all your names, along with, it doesn't have your proper names, it has your aliases.
Yeah.
Right, so, you say that that thou wish to change your name to, something else.
Yes.
Very well. What name, is that then?
God's headache.
God's Headache. Not the weirdest one that mine ears have heard. Just begins writing into it. In rather large writing. Very well. Therefore, your group shall now be known under the name God's Headache. I shall send this news to the others in post-haste.
What is one of the weirdest names you have heard, then?
There was a group a few years back. They were a bunch of young orcs who decided to call themselves the Immaculate Studs.
That's
I'm just going to look over there and be like, what? Really?
Oh. That reminds me. Although I just remembered he's not with us. Would we want to have Valif come register in our group? Because I don't think we did that yet.
Oh yeah, I probably should have come with you guys, eh?
Well,
That's
it's
okay.
you
We can do it later.
Well, you do.
Yeah.
Well, as you mention it, she does say, I did also. Mine ears also heard from Master Young that one of your members has unfortunately been unable to assist further, but has vouched that the friend, a Valif, has taken her place. I assume this is still correct, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Very well, that will be one thing less to upgrade.
Do we also want to have Riot join? But I guess
Ryan, yes.
I'm going to assume, just for the sake of it, that Raya's with you guys.
Okay, yeah.
And I assume...
Raya, join our cult.
So Raya is her name. Mistress Raya. There we go. That would require... well, that'll be good in one update sent to everyone. So, is there anything that you require from the plane hunters?
I don't think so currently. We are looking for missions.
Thou was to be in luck, but also the luck of favor is not upon us. With the pray understand that with the threats of the flames of war harking upon the city, does thy risk become great that Mistress Zera, our leader of the plane hunters outside of she just kind of pauses for a second. Esteemed true leader, have decided that the plane hunters of Delcross cannot function upon our full capacity. We do indeed have jobs, but they are limited in scope, and we cannot offer them to plane hunters under risk of them being caught exhausted should the hordes arrive.
See then. Well, is there any way that we can assist otherwise?
Well, as I said, we have a few of the younger plane hunters that would need to be escorted. However, failing that, there may be something that the people of this city may request of thee.
Right.
Over.
Where and who are these young plane hunters?
So the newest plane hunters that we have that are due to be escorted, they have not yet named themselves. They are currently assisting in scouting out the surrounding area. They are not much in ways of fighting, but they are exceptionally skilled at keeping an eye on their surroundings.
Alright then.
I imagine that they would be back probably within the morn.
Alright, we'll come back then.
Very well. Do you still wish to hear of the jobs? We do still have some, beyond obviously assisting in the escort.
Sure.
Very well. So, and she pulls out two rather small scrolls. You must understand as well that with the lack of plane hunters, we have to rely on information from the citizens of this kingdom. So with that look, I do have two jobs, though in much annoyance doth the information provided be of woeful detail. My first job we have is that creatures in a nearby forest appear to be in a territory dispute. It is a wish of one of the outlying villages nearby this forest that these creatures either be slain or driven. For thy services, that would be 100 gold per evidence of a separate creature embroiled in this conflict returned to us. The second job, there is a swampy area to the south, nearer to the dwarven town of Stone Anvil. Pray that this is a vengeance contract, for it came to be that one of our newer and less experienced plane hunters did battle with these creatures, but many of which did perish. Only 2 returned, their bodies marred by acid, and as such, the plane hunters cannot stand for this death, and doth wish for those creatures to be found and slain.
Right. Okay, Tom's writing it down. I thought so.
Okay.
I think it's because I think we're probably gonna take that one. I think is kind of to get this.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
yeah.
Creature was in the swamp?
Unfortunately, the plane hunters that made it back with their lack of experience were unable to describe much about these creatures. Just that they attacked with acid, and their wounds appeared to heal faster than they assumed. There are many creatures that match this, so unfortunately, even with my own information about this place, I could tell thee not of what to expect there.
So multiple creatures, like kind of larger or
They
smaller.
They said 2 large creatures.
2 large ones.
Right.
Nothing else really particular note.
Beyond-
Wing, scaled, bird.
Let's do both.
Unfortunately, they were near driven mad by the loss of their comrades that I fear not push them further in recounting this memory.
Okay then.
They were one of those were one of those escorted north as well, unfortunately, so I could not ask them further.
That's it.
What are the creatures causing disturbance?
Just thinking. Sorry.
This was why I mentioned that this information, much to my knowledge, doth lack much. All they say is that these are large creatures and humanoids, potentially giants, from what the description may be, but we cannot be too sure.
Right. I'll look to the group. Do you want to take both of them, or?
I
We
think
can
it's
do
worth
them both.
probably. We just need to definitely be careful about the vengeance one, since
Yes.
Alright, then we'll take them both and see what we can do.
Very well. When you return successful, then we shall see that reward is given for the vengeance contract as soon as it can be ascertained what it is you fought.
We will try to bring back something to show what it was.
Further information of the terrain, especially in this trying time, is going to be one of most importance upon us. Knowing what comes, beast or horde, being aware of what is coming towards us is the greatest tool that we will have. For it may be that we will need to find escape routes for the rest of the plane hunters, what few remain here, to make their escape.
Yes. I'm going to try to not have, like, complete eye contact with her. Just slightly blushing.
Alright.
My god.
Okay, so team finding the pub. So it takes you some time, but eventually, trying to get a scope of like what kind of pubs they are, you're directed to a choice of 3 pubs. 2 of them relatively close together, one of them a little bit further away.
Okay.
The 3 which you're told about is the Rusty Minecart, the Signals,
Nice.
and the Warrior's Rest.
Okay.
Were any of them described as being better than the others? What sort of reputation did they have?
So the only one that you hear with particular reputation is the Rusty Minecart. The nice way of them, how they described it, was it's a bit of a shithole.
Alrighty. Then maybe not
Was it
there.
the signal, was it?
The Rusty Minecart was one that said was a bit of a shithole. The other one is the Signals and the Warrior's Rest.
Okay. Right, so... Alright, Rusty Minecart's a shithole. What about the signal? What did we hit the signals? I'm guessing they're by the walls?
Asking a bit further about the Signals, it's mentioned that it is rather close to the wall, but it's on the back end of the city, nearer to where the dwarves go mining in the mountains.
Okay.
You're also told that the Rusty Minecart's also there as well, but a little bit further away.
And then the Warrior's Rest, I'm guessing it's going to be like the gravel pit.
They actually indicate the Warrior's Rest to be a tavern near the more military, district area of the city.
Maybe the Signals. Because if knowing us,
Yeah.
knowing our group,
But surely you guys must be sick of dwarves by now.
we still have you.
True. Alright, let's
I've
check
lived
out...
amongst dwarves my entire life.
Well, I know, but, we do have a posh princess, a fun boy, and a thieving tiefling among us.
Alright.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, and we start trying to find where the signals is.
Okay, go ahead and make it an investigation check.
What are we doing?
With advantage to it.
Yes, boys.
I'm helping.
20.
Hey.
Okay. They direct you to it fairly quickly. The big thing that you keep hearing is follow the tracks. And you don't know what they refer to until you get closer to the to where the miners' pits work, where you start to see mostly disused, but you do see some tracks, like rail tracks for minecarts and such. And as you begin to follow them, you eventually arrive at a large wooden building situated on a next to some crossroads of the tracks. You can see that there's a few slightly rusted minecarts, a few that are in better condition. But the thing that you notice is, one, the sign saying the signal, but there's also a rail signal like bolted onto the side of this building. Which makes you kind of assume where it got its name from. As you go into the inn, you can see that it's actually one of those bars that have got, two separate floors with the inside of it, like with an ability to look down in the middle.
Nice. That's
A
cool.
mezzanine. Yeah.
I like
Yes,
those.
a mezzanine. The interior is mostly wood, wooden columns and all that, but it has at least on the ground floor, it has just a solid stone floor. You can see a handful of dwarves, but it is mostly humans that you can see that are just drinking about and talking. Some of them do have like the dusty appearance of someone that's just came out of a mine, but you do see others that are in like heavier, like essentially like foreman clothes, like people that would be less about actually doing the actual mining, but supervising.
Okay.
Oh my god, who put we're here?
Yeah, I don't know who did that, but I noticed it a minute or two ago as well. Alrighty, well, we'll walk up to whoever's
The
looks
barkeep.
like they're in charge, or
Okay, the barkeep. So
I just say like the barkeep, yeah.
yeah, so you walk up to the main area, the main table where the barkeep is. You can see that it's a human female. Her hair is cut extremely short, like essentially it's like she shaved her head and it's just starting to grow back. A light cream dress, looks to be around her 30s or 40s. She has light blue eyes, and the more noticeable thing is that her face looks like almost weathered, like she's been spending a long time out in like heavy winds, and her face just been weathered away by it.
Mm-hmm. You basically just described my mom, by the way.
I will.
What your
I-
mum's
I
in
My
heavy wind?
actual mother.
I will take that, but I don't know how I will take that.
I don't know. It's just while you were describing that, I'm like, that sounds like my mom, actually.
Yeah.
For the record, I've
Yeah.
never met your mother, so I do not
Yeah,
know.
obviously, Tick, you've
Yeah.
never met my mom.
Yeah. Behind the bar, you see a screaming she-demon. Yeah, that's her.
Fine.
Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, it's like, hello, do you have some rooms available?
Yes, we've got rooms available. What do you need?
I think we'll need 4 rooms,
No.
at least. Yes, 4.
4, single, double. What are you looking for here?
4 double. 4 with 2 each.
One single.
4
And
double,
one single?
2.
Isn't that everybody?
Wait,
Or do we
who's
have...
with us?
Because we have 8 people, I'm pretty sure, right? We've got me and Trotnar and Gratian and Rhea, Nemesis and Fortune and Delson and Floriana.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's 8 people.
So yeah, four dual rooms. Yeah.
I mean, if you forget it in characters, like, where's my room? It's like, that'd be funny.
Why do I have to sleep with the
great.
lolly?
All right, so that's
Mhm.
Because normally we share a bedroom.
Who am I with
I
then?
believe.
Am I with the lolly?
Normally, I'm not necessarily normally, but in this
Wait,
case, I think maybe.
Rosnar is with Floriana. I'm with Fortune. Ryan and Gratian have
Ryan
not been.
Gratian, because that's funny, because now it's a joke.
Yes.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And Wilson, so there you go.
I take
That
no
works.
responsibility of the fallout from this whole joke,
Nope.
so...
It's character development. It's great.
All right,
Nice.
that's gonna be 2 silver, 4 copper for the night.
I will give her that 2 silver and 4 copper.
Yep.
For the night, and okay.
Thank you.
I should say that I do not have a cent to my name. I kind of gave all my
You have
money
no
to
money?
Emma.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense actually. It was 2 silver and 4 copper. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's fine with me. I have lots of money now.
All right. So there should be a couple of rooms available. Look for the open door. I don't think anyone's bought all the double rooms, so if someone's sleeping in there, just kick them out.
Very well.
I can't believe you guys didn't ask to had a bath.
I don't care. I can make myself clean with prestidigitation.
I'm pretty sure technically can't Nemesis do it too.
And Volith, none of that sort of stuff.
Oh yeah, Nemesis does have the bath ring.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
The power of bath.
I don't think I have
soul.
prestidigitation. I don't think I can do
Not
that.
one.
technically.
No one person should have this power.
No, actually, I've got.
I'm just
Yeah.
watching more of this ooh stuff showing up on the map, and it's just...
We've been
The
banned.
oh, I see. The Gilgamesh Wars is
Oh God, guys.
is a scout.
Guys.
Yeah, the Gilgamesh Wars are scary.
Oh, scary.
Well, I mean, that just means there's only
Uh,
one or two people. There's only one or two people that could do that stuff.
So funny.
I
Yeah.
am-
So
I am
then,
ashamed.
if we've got our rooms, we'll go up
Plans.
and see if there's and just I don't know. Do we get keys and stuff? We'll go just check the rooms quickly, and then
Yeah.
I'll suggest maybe we go and find the others at the plane hunters because they don't know where we went.
Aye.
All right.
All right. Let's go. Is it just me and you, Trotner, or did the?
No, it's.
it me, you?
Where's Fortune?
That's a good question.
I kind of assumed that the groups were Nemesis, Fortune, Delson, and Floriana going to the Pigeon Palace, and then Volith, Trotner, Gratian, and Rhea going to the other place, just because of kind of who was talking and who was interacting.
I mean, the people that I know that are interacting with the plane hunter stuff was Nemesis,
Yeah, it was Nemesis and Delson.
And Delson.
And I thought that Floriana was like talking there.
I did. I asked about like stuff about the quest mostly.
And then Fortune, I just assume is following Nemesis more or less.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think
Uh,
Riot.
yeah.
Then yeah,
So
it basically
Gratian and
was.
Rhea, Gratian and Rhea have been hanging out, I guess. They're with us. So yeah, I guess we'll just
And then Midget and Beef back at it together.
Do you know what's the most terrifying part about that? Is that a ranger on the back of a centaur sounds like the most terrifying combo I've ever heard of.
It does sound pretty
Like,
great
that just
though.
sounds like the worst kind of horse archer.
All right.
And then like once the horse gets close, she just punches you to death, and you're like, oh God, what the fuck?
Yeah, because that freaking Centaur's a monk. It knows the art of the Iron Fist. Or something. Isn't she a drunken brawler, I thought, actually?
I don't know what she is.
I thought I remember hearing she was a drunken brawler, actually.
That would
Yeah,
make
whatever.
sense to me. She talks a lot about drinking.
Yeah. Food. Food relish.
But that could just be a character choice.
Yeah.
Does that technically mean I'm a master of the drunken style?
I don't think you fight
Okay.
folk, though.
So yeah, I guess we'll.
Okay, what the hell? Uwu Old Town Road. Oh, for
I
fuck's sake.
just
She's just gone,
noticed
like,
that.
Gonna wide till I can't no more?
This is what happens. See, if you guys do this, Tick's gonna take away our privileges of seeing the map again, and I didn't like that. I like the map.
The
Open.
thing is, I know even if I take away the map, it's going to just continue on the blank bit.
It's true.
What Galaway? Oh, I fucking hate you.
I'm going to just leave that there, and I'll get rid of it later.
Okay, got it.
No, I'm he's home. Oh my god. I'm crying. Wait.
Jesus Christ, that was a high-pitched noise.
He'll be dragging.
The worst part is that I don't, even though I'm looking directly at the screen, I'm not noticing it. Because I'm focusing on you guys, so I'm just... So
Yeah, I
I'm
know,
just,
that's what I
So I'm just there like I didn't even notice the gut to horses part until just now. Oh,
I don't look at the map that often. Let me see.
Oh God, if you haven't been looking at the map, then...
I've been paying some attention to it.
You have something to experience for a moment.
okay.
I'm crying.
I'm
Things here.
okay.
Do
So
we get lost on the way back to try to find the plane hunters?
make another investigation check.
Sure. I
You
will.
go for it, mate. I'll give
I
you
will do it.
advantage.
Are you helping me? Sure. I'm bad at this.
Now that I'm actually
Hey,
focusing
19.
on this, I'm actually seeing them just pop up here and there.
Yep.
19. So it doesn't take you that long to find the Plane Hunters Guild. You're directed to it rather quickly. They just basically say, "Oh yeah, look for the tower that's not got a roof on or something." Which eventually you find it, and you arrive roughly when the other group are leaving the Plane Hunters Guild.
I throw a key at Fortune, and I'll throw a key at who else is there? At Florian, I guess. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work.
What?
Gratian and Rhea have a key. That's what it is.
I demand your key.
I give Delson my key. Because
I just hold the key above my head.
I think actually, let me just think.
Hmm?
No, I can't actually. So, what were the jobs? Any work?
Well, look into Nemesis. I'm pretty sure that Peach is currently laughing
Yes,
like crazy
there are
right now.
She's rough and meowing like as hard as possible right
She's
now.
in hysterics right now.
Ow.
Yes, there were some jobs we have taken.
Sorry, that's not a great one. Oh, we'll miss the wee statue.
Yeah, there's a forest where we need to drive some beasts away from, and then some plane hunters ran to some monsters in the swamp and are going to avenge the ones that have fallen. Some form of pair of large acid-using monsters. They not a lot of descriptions, sadly. Can't really prepare too well except for expect acid.
Maybe I should make some alchemist fire in case it's something that we can burn. Wait, Dallas, do you still have those fires?
I do.
Perfect. I don't need to make more.
And I also have this, and I pull up the Celestine, the last Celestine core that I have.
I don't think I can really prepare anything.
You still have those?
I sold 2 of them, but I kept this one.
Yeah.
It seemed like it could be useful.
Maybe one day.
Of course. Maybe one.
I'm gonna blow something up so hard. I'm excited. Whatever it happens. I could have made a really big bomb, but I held back.
Okay. So, keep in mind that by the time it's taking you to do all this stuff, it is night, and it is still raining.
Oh, still raining. Wah wah.
I shall enjoy my water-bending umbrella.
Is it just in campaign now?
I wonder if I get weird looks from people like staring at me as I do that.
You get a couple of people that just seem like, what the fuck? Alright. So, what are you guys doing then? Are you guys heading back? Are you going to go out on the grand adventure? Or what?
We are going to the inn.
It's
Okay.
nighttime. We'll probably sleep tonight. So, we finally get in then?
Yes, we decided upon a place called the Signals, I believe. It looked nice.
Right by the dwarven mine, so we should feel right at home.
Wouldn't that mean you?
should feel right at home.
I mean, you fucks have just spent a whole month under a mountain.
I was just trying to think. Oh, right, that's what it was.
Alright. So, you guys make your way back to the inn. Are you just going straight to bed, or are you just going to sit around and do stuff?
We need to break this in normal fashion. Who's buying the drinks?
Is there a gravel pit? Because I kind of want to see that.
There is no gravel pit. This is a regular old inn.
That's kind of fun when you guys just like decide that every time we go visit the bar, it's like, okay, bar fight time. Okay.
I know for a fact that it's Peach now that's doing these moves, just from that recent one she's just done.
It's not all. I
Why are
swear.
they bad people at and Mao?
Ulmandau.
Linda.
There's the rainbow
Bad
right
people with you.
now. Pride City. Nice.
Alright.
I think Anna did that.
Yeah, almost certainly.
I swear it's not just me. Someone else is doing it with me, and I love them.
The only one I've done one.
Alright. So, okay.
Trying to think of what to do at the moment.
Well, we'll say for the sake of it that several of you decide just to, break it by drinking some of, drinking in. So...
What sort of new brews do they have?
They only give you an option of ale and mead.
I'm taking mead.
Yeah,
Mead
okay.
is
Delicious
healthy.
mead. Been
Mead
drinking
is-
ale for way too long.
Yeah, meat sounds nice.
Mead is
Alright, jeez. I had people buy this much mead for a while. Jeez.
All these
yeah,
guys
it's been
are
a
bad
long
for-
time since I had mead. I'm just taking a bottle of it to go.
Alright. So, you guys start drinking, and just kind of like selling yourselves in.
Just to get rid of all forms of.
Let me just... I don't remember people's passive perception, because I need to check to see if they spot
mine
me.
is 8.
Yes, I'm
Well-
aware yours is very bad at the very least.
I don't think
What's my PP?
anyone's passive perception is
I've
terribly
got
great.
11.
12.
Okay, alright.
11.
13.
Well, I think they're
Alright.
their highest.
Okay.
12.
So I'd say those that have got 12 or higher, you guys spot the comings and goings. It's not a very busy inn currently. You spot the comings and goings of the various people. I will say those that have got 12 or higher, make a perception check.
Okay.
Gates to even make a roll.
Yeah, so anyone whose passive perception's over 12, go ahead and make a perception check.
Oh my.
I found a rock.
Okay. So,
That-
Florian and Gratian, as you guys are just, having some small talk and such, you see 3 figures come in wearing like heavy coats, kind of like the hoods drawn over. They do quickly remove the hoods, just look around, go up to the barkeep. You hear a passing of words. One of them hands a pouch to her before they take one quick last look around and head into a back room.
You couldn't hear them?
You could not. You guys were a bit further. You guys were too far away to hear, and they were being quiet about what they were saying.
Fair enough.
You can have it, right?
That was kind of odd. You said they handed them a bag?
A pouch of something.
A pouch. Okay.
If you had to
Probably.
assume, it might have been a gold pouch. It might have been something. You're not too sure what.
Yeah, probably some form of payment to a degree.
You think there's something there, Flory? You think there's something there?
Probably. How like secluded? Would it be very obvious walking over to the door?
You wouldn't be too... You'd probably have to stealth, but it'd be possible to, like, go through without being really noticeable. Like, you'd basically have to wait until the barkeeper was distracted, but beyond that, no one seems to be paying, like, an immense... Because these guys are able to just casually walk in.
Okay.
But, obviously, with the... you have to go past the barkeep, so...
Well, what do you think? You want to go check it out?
I think we might need probably some help. I'm gonna head over to Fortune and ask and ask her if she wants to break into something.
What is it you're trying to break into?
Don't worry, we're already partway there. We just want to go into those back rooms over there.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Sweet. Can I do pass without trace?
Sure.
Hey.
Okay.
All right. So you cast Pass Without Trace on everyone nearby.
Yeah.
So you're going to try and sneak past the barkeep.
Yes, of course.
Stealth check.
Okay. What's the pass without trace do again?
Add 10 to your self roll, basically.
Okay. I can remember if it was advantage or not. Just check. There.
Okay, so that's 20, 30, 21. Okay. It's a good thing you had the Pass Without Trace, because that would have gotten you caught without it. Alright, so you slowly sneak by the barkeep. You kind of wait until she's dealing with someone else before you kind of sneak around and slink into this little side room. It appears that she's the only barkeep. As you arrive at the stairs leading down to the cellar.
Okay. Is it dark?
Anybody?
It is quite dark. Like, there's some candlelight, but it's not, like...
I don't have dark visions.
Yeah, dark vision, you've got no problem. Which I think is all of... No, everyone except for Floriana. Floriana,
Yeah,
you
I
can
don't have
see, but you do have a bit of a hard time. You do, like, it's not pitch black. You can see around you, but it's... Not having dark vision, your vision is kind of... Like, I'd say you can see about 5 feet and 5-10 feet in front of you.
Okay. I'll trust you to guide, because it's not going to be a good idea to use light.
Okay.
Do we see anybody in there?
You don't, but with your dark vision, you do see at the bottom of the stairs is a door that's closed.
Okay. What do you two think?
I'd recommend listening at the door at the very least.
Smart. I would have just opened it.
Just kicked it open.
Yeah.
Weapons drawn.
So let's go listen.
Alright, so are you all listening in?
Yeah, sure.
Perception
I'll
check.
keep-
What check?
A perception check.
I hear nothing except the labored breathing of everyone near me.
13. So, Gratian's the only one that hears something even remotely close to sound on the other side. But with a 13 and trying to listen through a wooden door, like, you can hear muffled voices, but you can't ascertain what they are. Like, you don't know what they're saying and such.
No, just tell the other two that I hear voices, and that's really all I can hear. Wanna hide and wait?
That could work.
Kind of in a bad spot if they didn't really.
Is there anywhere in the cellar for cover? Like,
You're not actually in the cellar, you're in the stairs
Yeah, we're
leading
just-
to the cellars. You'd have to actually go into the cellars if you want to find a place to hide.
You guys are just standing in a stairwell right now, like whispering to each other, like, "What? No, we should listen. What's going on?" All stacked up in a fucking stairwell.
I'm not really sure what to do. Crap.
Gratian, do you still have your cloak?
My cloak with many colors?
Yes.
Of any fashion? Not anymore, sorry.
Oh.
I gave it to the shadow thingy.
Best I could do is I could detect magic. I think I'll go for a door. I just won't go for anything else. Yeah. No. Do we want to try and go in, or just cut our losses and leave?
I think we should go back. Set up a new game plan. I don't trust those people.
We took the hoods off. What kind of appearance did they have when they walked in? I kind of forgot to ask.
They appeared to be middle class. One of them was a elf, but the other two were human. But they all looked about, like, given by their attire and such, they seemed about middle class.
They look like adventurers. Look like scars or anything.
No, there was no scarring. It looks like they were people that have lived, either lived here for a long time or lived there all their life doing less dangerous work.
Okay.
So like civilians.
Mm-hmm.
Like craftsmen and such, craftsman level stuff, like those kind of jobs, kind of deal.
Okay.
Would we know generally some of the food items that are on the menu for this inn?
Asking, it would generally be just meats and veg.
I'm gonna knock on the cellar door.
Okay, so you knock on the door, and Gratian, as you're listening in, you just hear the voices, "Stop."
Knock, knock, knock.
I'm gonna take a couple steps back.
Alright. And as you do, you hear some footsteps come from the door, and you watch the door open slightly. And it's difficult to see, but you can see someone's like peeking in. Doesn't say anything, it's just kind of looking at you quietly.
Hi.
Hi.
We were sent down to get not refreshments. I can never think of words. More stock for upstairs.
It's just here, whisper. Make a persuasion check.
Just totally, she's lying.
With disadvantage, please.
Uh,
I'm here to get. What's
Look,
the
I'm here to-
word?
Fortune for me being stupid.
I'm here to get another bottle of mead. The one.
You said persuasion.
yes. Like, it technically would be a deception potentially as well, but it's, you're trying to convince them to do something, but I think your persuasion and deception are the same anyway.
No, my deception is much higher.
Okay, well then do deception then, because you are actually trying to lie.
So I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is a lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, alright.
Yeah. For me, they're the same, but.
Fucking 9 deception.
Okay.
It's really
so
good.
you watch as just the eye kind of like narrows slightly. Didn't know that Liz brought someone. Alright, they're just coming for some stock. And opens the door. As he opens the door, he sees Floriana and Gratian, who are just kind of standing there and just looks. You watch, he looks confused. And what are you guys doing?
I'm just gonna say I'm here to help carry stuff.
Yeah, like there's a drinking contest
Like-
up there. They need as many hands as they can get.
Okay.
It's like nothing more complicated than just saying we're helping her help carry stuff.
I'll say because of the 15 and because he rolled really low on the insights. Yeah, he's a little confused, but once it explains, like, very well. And you're let into the cellar. As you arrive, you can see there is some stock. You can see various smoked foods on the side, a few bottles and kegs of alcohol. As you walk through to the middle, you can see a group of about 8 people just kind of sitting around a table that has been just like brought down here. You can see that they are just, in the meantime, just taking some stuff off the table to make it so that they can't see, to make it so it can't be seen.
Okay. Do we notice anything before they get a chance to do that?
Make a perception check with disadvantage because you catch them right at the tail end of it.
Were the people in the hoods that just came down part of the?
Yes, they are. You can see one of them, like one of the humans is standing
Yeah, I
up.
know. I rolled a nat. I know. I rolled a
Naturally,
nat
but it's
20
an
on
8.
this.
You can't see, and if you can't see what it is, you see the last one, which is the human that's standing up, just like tuck something into his pocket, and they just stand there, arms crossed, waiting for you to get the stock and basically leave.
Mhm.
Flip out.
Anything odd about the appearance of the rest of the group?
Looking at them, they appear to be a mixture of middle and lower class. Mostly human again. You see one of them being a gnome, but they're all middle lower class, basically.
I'll be the first to grab like a crate or something.
All right.
I'll grab something as well.
I'm gonna grab a crate, some of that.
Yeah, it might just be as simple as poker night, honestly.
I like how Fortune turned this into a burglary.
It's burglary.
Into some sort of like.
I do plan on stealing some of the smoked food because I am low on rations. So.
Okay.
Okay, so she's taking rations. I think we're taking. I think I was
I'm
taking.
taking drinks.
All right. So you
Yeah,
guys
I
just
think
pick up
I
like
think
a random crate or a random keg, and just
Yeah,
make your
something
way.
I probably could only take a crate. I don't think I could take a keg.
Like a baby duck of wine.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Someone take a cheese wheel.
Is there a cheese wheel?
There is.
Give me take.
Cheese for everybody.
Wait, most important question.
Yes.
Are there apples?
No.
We already have apples.
Is there salted pork?
I mean, technically, there's
grabbing
smoked and salted stuff.
Salty pork.
I just take some random crate. I don't know what.
We just suddenly Delson upstairs collapses onto
We
his
might
knee.
as well just shut up the stairs. What do you guys want to order?
Don't. Come on, let's go.
They won't be able to hear anyway.
I'll have 2 number 9, a number 9 large.
Shut up, Big Smoke.
Could they hear if I used thaumaturgy?
God,
Yes.
no, don't do that.
That would not be a good
So
idea.
no.
They probably could, yes.
Fortune, please.
Well, I guess the only thing with these, they note that you look strange. Maybe they won't, decide to attack you on sight. Maybe. Attack you.
All right, we got our things. Let's go back upstairs.
Okay. All right. As you
Thank
guys begin to make your way upstairs, what was that, Gratian, that you were saying then?
As we're leaving, can I just be like, enjoy your card game?
Yes, we will. All right.
Let
And
us
as
know if you get any drinks.
I guess at best I could. I don't know if I want to try an insight. Like, does that sound like he?
make an insight check.
I guess I might as well. It's like,
He
Oh.
is lying.
Nice.
Like the DC
You're
for
wrong,
that
Nelson.
wasn't even high. Like you know that he is just so full of shit on here.
did he seem really? I guess the insight would be good enough. How nervous was everyone from us coming down? I guess.
Very.
We're nervous.
Like there was generally like looks of worry. There was a few mutterings for people as they kept like looking back at you guys. They were not very comfortable with the fact that there's someone that's interrupting whatever it is that you've just interrupted.
Okay. I guess as we're going up the staircase, it's like they really didn't want us to be down. They really did not want us to be down there, apparently,
No.
and that was a flat-out lie.
Also, as you guys are leaving, although you don't hear the rest of it before the door closes, you do hear like the person that was standing up just go, "Anyway, so as I was," and then it door closes and you can't hear him anymore.
Okay, so I want to stuff a couple bottles into. I just want to like hold on to some of the bottles. 'Cause I need some more stuff to drink.
Okay, where are you hiding the
Where-
bottles?
I grabbed the random box. What's in my box?
There's only one thing. There's only one place that you could probably store the bottles.
It's your backpack.
He's not gonna like it though.
Put it in the backpack.
Let's see. I'm trying to figure out how clothing works back then.
There's no interior pockets before you ask.
No.
You could like hold it, you know, like you could do this thing that people do when they're stealing things, and you just put it under your coat and then hold it between your arm and your, you know, like you just sleight of hand basically.
You could put it somewhere
Creative.
else.
You don't necessarily need a bag. You could maybe you just put it between your legs and you just hold it between your legs.
Ladies.
Like yeah, you just hold like or between your cheeks, you know.
Squeeze them cheeks,
Just
boy.
squeeze.
Oh, my goodness. My goodness.
And just like waddle back to your room and then lay a beer egg.
I can see questioning what he's done.
Mm-hmm.
I love the disaster group.
Indeed.
Why do we let the children Uncle Dallas?
Because you've got the maturity of a 5-year-old. Anyway.
Guess
So-
I'm stuffing like
So,
two
yeah,
or
so
three
how are you going to go about hiding the contraband that you are stealing?
I'm
Well,
just putting mine in my backpack.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
assuming-
What do I have a box of? I just grabbed something random, so something I could carry because I'm 7
You
inch
just have a
range.
box.
So
Yeah,
you
I have 7.
yeah. So you open the you just kind of like have a peek in the box. It appears to be just grains.
Brains.
Nice.
Yeah, like there's a few bags of like, you know, wheat grains in there.
You know what they say? No grains, no gains.
Wait, no rice.
We're not in Asia, sadly. I like Grace a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's okay.
With bears,
I
but
don't
there's
think
no
I've met someone who doesn't like rice.
Yeah,
I'll take,
pretty
like,
much
2
everybody likes rice.
Yeah,
This
rice is
box. That
Rice
creates
is
a little underwhelming.
rice is life.
It's true.
Without rice, my food's not nice.
Arancini.
Fortune,
Oh my
do
god,
you
I
want
can
any of
love
this? Because
arancini right now.
you want any of this, Fortune? The box of grains.
Yeah, I'll take it.
You take some. I'll carry the rest of it.
and stuff like 2 bottles under my shirts.
Okay.
And to carry the rest of the food of Moonley.
Alright, if that's the case then, so as you bring the stuff up, the barkeep kind of like turns around and is like, What are you doing down there? What? You
Are
don't
there any
just-
other employees in the bar?
No, as far as you can tell.
We were asked by the guys downstairs to bring this up for you.
That
Said
would
you
not.
looked a little low on stock.
But
not how-
Crap! I didn't give my rose. Oh well.
Gratian, make a deception check because you're trying to hide the bottles under your coat, so you're having to try and be convincingly holding stuff. Okay.
Nice.
I didn't, but just reaches over and starts taking the stuff from you. Could have sworn it's. Wait, you didn't? You went downstairs and saw those lot, yeah?
Yeah, they were playing cards.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Great guy.
We knocked. We literally knocked on the door and they let us get the things. And they asked us to bring stuff up.
Listen, miss, we would have asked you first, but you were already helping out a customer, and we kind of had it passing by.
Exactly.
Right. Oh, okay.
Such a weird conversation.
Did you want us to bring the next round of drinks over to the drinking contest?
No, that's fine. That's fine. I'll do that myself.
All right. Have a good night.
Who's involved in this drinking contest?
Is there even one? Because I think
There isn't one, no.
I was drinking with Trothnart. I think I'm basically
I don't think it was really
Yeah,
a
just
drinking
like,
contest.
me
it was
and
just
Troth
casual
and Delson.
drinking.
Sure.
and
we were
Raya
drinking
probably.
together. It's always a competition.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan has also probably joined in on it.
You're
And
going to be having a
basically
drinking
at this point, I think
contest.
we're just like completely sauced. That's
I
another
mean,
thing.
Actually, no, we're not going to do all that rolling stuff.
It's almost tradition now. We start
Fuck
every
your-
time we enter a new pub with a drink competition.
I'd rather not because it takes an age.
Yeah.
We'll just
And
say
another
for the
reason-
sake of
we can
brevity.
Sure,
we'll-
we can just
we'll
say
s-
that we do
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, we'll say for the sake of brevity that you guys do like essentially have a small drinking contest.
Just in the time that it takes for them to like come back
Yeah.
back up.
Like you
stairs.
guys,
Yeah, no.
like you guys drink quite a lot more. Like it isn't like a full-on like proper drinking contest, but you guys do try and like one up each other with drinking.
Should we all do just a quick Constitution saving throw and see how we
Yeah.
did?
Sure.
Okay.
And since you said that she's taking part in this,
Ow.
Nice.
Okay.
That's been
Yeah,
with
boy.
advantage. That should be an 11.
Yeah, no advantage.
okay. So you don't even have your
out.
whole you don't even have your whole and another thing. You just pass out from drinking.
Maybe that's why your perception was so crap. You were passed out.
Yep. Okay. So
So, Gracie, you're the one. Gracie, you're the one who suggested us come back out. Did you have an idea that we couldn't do in the stairwell?
I'm not quite sure yet. I want to consult the rest of the party. Maybe not want to see, but like.
Mm. I'll look over and see Delson is passed out. Shanks is doing.
I'm actually carrying Delson and I'm taking him back to work.
Rothmar looks like he's perfectly fine. But Nemesi's not going to help. The only way we'd actually have Nemesis help us is if we actually specifically tell her that we think that there's something suspicious going on, which I honestly I'd say, yeah, it probably is something going on down there.
I mean, like, if we aren't, if there wasn't, she could still probably believe us. Yeah, Fortune. And she loves Fortune. Right, Fortune?
Kind of have a hard time understanding what you're saying, sadly.
No. Even if there's not something bad going on, I'm sure she'll believe us anyway. We're like the best ones out of the party.
I mean, yeah, she just got some free labor out of that.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, we could probably do this as a side job while we're here.
I don't know. I mean, depending on what details you use, I'm pretty sure there's something suspicious going on. I wouldn't even call it lying if we tell her that we want to do something down there because we're suspicious. The only thing is, the bar lady was perfectly fine with letting her go down there with whatever was in the pouch. So it's something she knows about.
Well, if we do end up helping her out here as a side job, it gives us easier access into the basement, in which case we can set up ways to, listen in on their conversations. You two are small. We can shove one of you in a barrel.
Yeah, you can get in.
Maybe. Trying to think if I want to go talk to the bar lady.
Level is planning. Because the second you mention any of this stuff, I'll lift. He's just gonna be like, "Yeah, I can do that."
Oh my god, we could use Willa.
I don't think he'll fit.
Yeah, I'm sure. That's exactly what I meant.
I could fit in a barrel, depending how big it is.
Dropnar, when did you show up?
If to be honest, I think we might just be literally sitting next to Trofnar as he's drinking and talking about this. Like, yeah, I'll help.
I imagine you guys sort of on the other side of the bar still and just sort of
Yeah.
like having a conversation or whatever. I've gone upstairs and I'm probably just about to come back down after tucking Delson in.
Well, I guess I can go talk to Barley. Are you gonna try to, I guess, ask the others what they can help with? Maybe I'll see if she can help us, or see if there's anything I can take from her since she knows something.
I'm gonna go talk to Valith.
Okay, I'll talk to the bar lady. I think I actually heard her name was Tia, actually, so I think one of those guys said that. Okay, okay. So I'll actually go talk to the barkeep.
Okay.
Oh my god. This better not be my Tia Grace.
Okay, so you go to the barkeep then.
Mhm.
It's like, and as you do that, she turns around and says, "All right, Do you need more drinks or something?
I was just wondering if was wondering if there was anything bothering you though. I mean, like,
Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing's just stress of the war, you know.
fair enough. Are you particularly annoyed that we went down the stairs? Because we basically you kind of bothered by the fact that we went down to the cellar though. I'm kind of sorry we didn't ask you first.
I mean, you know, if I got questions. Probably when I'm not busy, I'll have to get answers from you. But for now, I'm a bit swept off my feet.
Okay.
More help?
No, I'm fine. You don't need to worry about it. It's just a bit busy at the moment.
I'll quietly whisper, just to say, it's like, are you being threatened in any way?
Are you threatening me or something?
No, are you being threatened? No, I'm not threatening you. Sorry,
No, I'm not being threatened by anyone. Don't know what gives you that idea.
Yeah, what a strange question to ask, Glory. I must apologize for my.
I'm sorry. It just feels like you're off, but maybe it's just the jitters of the war. Then, sorry.
Yep, definitely.
I guess we are.
Definitely a bit on edge right now.
I guess I would agree that we're all being threatened by the hordes. Then fair enough.
Can we see if she's nervous or not?
Yeah.
The barkeep, go ahead and make an insight check.
Yeah, might as well do it to see how. Cool. How's that how's that thing about how concerned is she about the is she being threatened?
So obviously because of your insights, I'll have to type it out to you. So if you just give me a second. I'm just looking at the. You've ruined my map, guys. You've ruined my map.
I think ruined, you mean perfected.
I'm
yes.
just so glad that it's on a separate. I'm just so glad
Yeah,
that
you could just wipe it clean.
I can wipe it clean. It's its own image now to save on the aged long it takes for it to add all up, to be put on there.
Oh, that's nice. It's a good idea to do that. Just turn it into one.
I mean,
picture
at least
instead of
there's
all
some
the,
helpful notes on here.
Yeah, you vanished.
Yeah, like where the acid
how about this one?
boys are.
Mystery statue. That's a good one.
Also, the acid boys.
I fucking love Nyamasi.
Yamasi. Yamasi.
What do you guys do now?
Fortune was going to talk to me at some point.
Yes. All right, we'll go with that one then.
And she just was quiet.
Yes. Sorry, I did not realize I was muted. Lilith,
Yes.
follow me.
Okay. Where are we going?
To my room. Where else would we go?
I'm not sure. I was just asking.
Room
Let's
that
go.
I'm in.
Okay, then we're. Yeah. To the room.
Sure.
Room
Yeah, we go.
together, remember?
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
What are we doing, Fortune?
So anyway, Fortune, how's your sex life?
We doing
Okay. I need your assistance.
With what?
Not so much crime, more of I need your familiar's assistance.
Oh, yes. Hmm.
So we
What
were
would I be doing?
well, I need you to send your bat into the basement area, and I need you to monitor from her.
Bats do not belong in the basement. How about a
Bats belong in
spider?
the base. Well, that could work. We just need something that can either hear very well or hear and see what's going on down there.
I can do that. And I will, I could go back into my room and come back with a bunch of incense, and then sit down on the floor, cross-legged, and summon Akasha, and then start doing some magic. Takes me like 10 minutes, and then she shrinks down to the size to a little tiny spider, and then I
Okay.
pick her up. And would you like us to stay here?
Yes.
Then I'll just I go into Akasha's eyes, and then she like lets out a little string of I don't know if there's any wind in here, but I like the idea. I like when spiders do this. She lets out a bunch of web and then flies away like a kite.
Unfortunately,
I mean,
there
I
is
did
none,
imagine-
but
She can't actually fly, but she lands on the ground.
I
Just
don't
so
think
she
that's
doesn't,
something spiders
jump from
do
my
in
finger.
general, my friend.
Yeah, that's the thing that spiders do.
But
She's
Serious?
sweet.
Let me remember. So the lady, clearly was worried that we went down there, and she's threatened
no,
because
she's
of that.
not. She definitely isn't acting like she's threatened. But she is worried about something. Like she's not scared because she's threatened, but because of what you've done.
Let's see. Trying to think about.
You're welcome,
so...
Dom, but it's for the sake of Balam on this case.
Mhm. Okay, so it doesn't. So it seems like based on what he said, it seems like he knows that the people are down there, or like basically knows who they are downstairs. Kind of sounds like.
Yes. So she knows the people down there. And the fact that you've been down there is what's worrying her.
Okay. Seems like they all know. They all know her.
Since then, we actually Fortune went
just-
and got me, and I or went and got Valith, I should say, and took me upstairs, and then I turned Akasha into a spider, and now she's slowly making her way down to the basement so that we can spy on whatever's going on down there, as long as it's not over.
making our way downstairs, crawling fast.
Make her way.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right.
I-
So
I can't really think of anything else.
How does spiders? How does a spider have 20-foot move speed?
have you
I thought it
seen a
was
spider
5.
run full tilt?
I guess that's true. When they're like sprint, they can. That's still a lot. 20 feet in
Spiders
6
can
seconds?
spiders can keep up with humans pretty quickly.
Yeah,
That's scary.
Yeah.
This makes me
I
afraid.
mean,
That's all that
I was
does.
running with some spiders. Delete.
That sounds like something Dom would do, frolicking in a meadow with spiders.
Yeah, it's like that one scene in Snow White where all the animals are following Snow White, but instead it's spiders.
I was running
love it.
away from them.
Yeah. Yeah, that also. It sounds like Dom, but also more like Anna, I guess.
All right, so
I can't think of anything else really to do with talking with the one lady.
okay.
Because I get the sense that like he kind of like knows the stuff going on down there, so it's not like probably can't really ask too much more help.
She's in cahoots, I tell you.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think the more she is along with them in some way, but not in like a like negative way. It's like,
Okay.
so should we? I guess we'll just leave it up to seeing what they do then for now. Because I think that's all. Because
Okay.
Fortune and
And
Valith
Valith
went
are doing
downstairs,
their own
right?
thing, yeah. So Akasha's doing something. So you guide Akasha through the inn down to. It does take some time, being such a small spider, even with 20-foot move speed. But you are. Actually, make a stealth check for Akasha.
Yeah, like I imagine still needs to be sneaky.
Oh yeah, she still needs to be sneaky in case someone stomps her.
The only skill that she has
Don't
I
forget
guess
to
I
use the
get
stats of a tiny spider.
Yeah, it's
Weesh.
+4. Crit. Nice.
Okay. Yeah, she
Nice.
she is able to stealth by without being spotted. And eventually arrives at the door. So she can squeeze through there. She's small enough for it. Through the gap. So do you take her through there?
Yeah, right through down the stairwell and into the room, and then just like find a spot in a corner up on the ceiling somewhere and just hang out
Okay.
and watch.
Watch and wait. Let me just check the stats. Yeah, dark vision, so that's fine. Yeah. Okay. So you kind of just have her kind of nearest to where you can actually hear. Make another, depending on how, like, do you want to be close enough to the point where you can like actively
I
see
want to
them?
be able to hear, because I can't read lips, so I actually only really want to be able to hear. So I'll get her into a position so I know that I can hear, and then I'll switch to hearing.
So you don't care about
Like-
being seen or not? No.
Well, like I can't do both at once. That's the problem. I have to.
No. I
just-
don't mean you being seen, like Akasha being seen by these lot.
Yeah, I still want her to be hidden. It's just I guess I'll just like put her in a little hidey spot and then switch to hearing so that I just listen to.
Yeah. So you can't see where they are. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. If that's the case, because you've got something between you and them, make a perception check for Akasha. I actually think spiders. Ooh. You sounding robo-vis. Still robo.
It's Mecha Beast. Pieces.
I
Win.
got to destroy you. From
Alright,
the future.
and there you go. Now you're back to normal.
Okay. But how could you tell?
Alright, so with a perception of 2 for Akasha, you just hear muttering. You can't. Unfortunately, you got a 2, man.
Oh no, I agree.
Yeah. So you just hear like.
Then if I can't hear anything, then I will just switch over to, like, after that goes on for however long, and I'm not getting anything because I can't hear. Then I'll switch over to sight and then attempt to read their lips, I guess.
Well,
the
thing is that you don't alternate between which sense. You just both senses there and then.
Yeah, you can only do one at a time. You can't do.
I'm fairly certain you can do.
No, it's only because you can't. You become deafened from outside. Let me just put it in the.
No, that's yourself. Valith
Oh.
would not be able to hear anything while looking through the senses of
Oh, I
Akasha unless Akasha was right next to Valith.
What the hell What the hell am I thinking? Oh, I'm thinking of clairvoyance.
You're thinking of clairvoyance, where it's one or the two. When you go through your familiar.
Because yeah, you can switch between in that one.
Yeah.
Or you decide or something like
Yeah,
that. but
you
it's only one or
decide
the
with
other.
clairvoyance, whereas it's this one, it's both see and hear at the same time. It's just it says you become deafened because it's a case of, well, yeah, because you can't Valith can't see, Valith can't hear because he's using those senses from Akasha's point.
Lucky for Valith, because he would just be listening to a fortune be like, "What do you see? What are you looking at?" And has been for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah. This is why in Critical Role when Caleb does it, they like he says, "If you need me, just shake my shoulder."
Yeah.
Because he can't see or hear them.
See,
so...
I've watched it in Critical Role so often, I just got it.
Yeah, no, like you can Valith still has taste and touch and everything, but not hear and sight. Like he's lost them. Okay, so you go a bit further. Go ahead and make another perception check then.
Sure.
You okay, Balam?
Yeah, still kind of out of it. I'm a little unsure what to do. I'm also a little unsure what to do. I'm basically about pretty close to normal now.
All right.
I just I don't know what to do. I don't really know what to do anymore though, because I guess we're just waiting for him to spy using a spider.
All right, just
I think
making
you
sure.
Just focus on not on being, I don't know.
Yeah, just making sure. All right.
Because
Yeah,
So that's the way
got
what I do most of the time.
Brain bleeder one, yeah.
Okay, so section of 8. You're able to get a few words.
Just as good.
You're able to tell a few words here and there. I mean, 8's higher than 2. So while you're not able to get, because like you're just trying to keep yourself relatively, like you're not getting super close to them. For example, it's like you're not there like on the table dancing about while they're talking.
Yep.
Like you're up on one of like the nearer to the ceiling, so you don't hear everything, but you do catch the occasional word. The word that you keep hearing, mostly because they raise their voice, is the word. Once I find it on here, because I need to remind myself of each one of these. So the one that you keep hearing the word of, the two words you keep hearing is Dra and Ariel.
And is that just word, like, are they
Like they're saying something, but as they begin to raise their voice, that's when you hear it. So you might hear like something like, "Oh, without Dra and need Ariel," like that kind of stuff. Like as they're raising the voice up, that's when you start to hear it.
And is that something that I would maybe have an idea about?
Make
about what, if it's a word or
make an intelligence check.
just an
Your own
intelligence check?
your own intelligence, not
No, of course.
not Tiny Spider.
I'm just curious, what would Tiny Spider have about anyways?
I think
intelligence.
a intelligence of 1.
Yeah, no, because she's an animal. 17, hey.
Yeah, 17. And for the record, yes, a spider has an intelligence score of 1. So
I'm
negative
playing
5.
Mario Maker.
So the kingdom of, so Dra is one that you know a little bit more than most. It's a fairly common thing. You know, to the north of the kingdom of Jurhan, there are 2 kingdoms: the kingdom of Great Worm and the kingdom of Dra.
Okay.
Ariel, I'd say with that, so you know a little bit of Ariel. It's apparently a territory. It's actually near Delcross. That is claimed by Jurhan, but is not actually ruled by Jurhan.
Guys, did we just stumble upon some sort of coup? Because that's what this sounds like.
I mean, you can see where Ariel is, except for the fact that, you know, there's a goddamn uwu on the frickin' that there. Shifted out of the way.
that Ariel. I see. There we go.
Ariel.
No.
Oh, yeah.
Where are we? Delcross.
Is it right next to Uwu? I want to samosa.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Ooh, this place.
Oh my fucking god.
Somia and Mok. Wait, which place was it called again?
Ariel.
Ariel, and I'm just like say these out. I don't know. Yeah, I'll
This
keep them in
way.
mind.
Okay. So do you just remain there for the...
Yeah, I guess so. Like,
Go ahead and make
I'll-
another perception check then.
Sure.
Just to see if you, after a while, if you're able to get better odds.
Yeah, because it's like
15.
at a certain point, it's just like a time thing.
Yeah.
Like the whole 50 doesn't technically have it, but there was a thing in previous editions that was called taking 20,
Yep.
where you just take 20 minutes and you get a 20.
Doesn't have that in this one, unfortunately, besides it's more fun with the rolls. Alright, so you just kind of like inch Akasha a bit forward, and eventually you get to a point where you kind of like... You have Akasha like dangle a little bit, like not super close
Yeah,
to him.
for sure. Yeah, I
but
like that.
to the point where the voices become a lot clearer, and you are able to make out complete sentences. It appears though that you start getting nearer to the end point of the meeting, because you see some of them start to like gather their things, but you do catch. So we will deal with those that ended up coming in here. I'm certain that Liz did not hire these people, nor would she come to ask people to get stock for her. So we'll have to figure out what their motive is. I think we should probably postpone for another 2 weeks until we know what's going on, but we shall continue this discussion. Let us say on the eve of the new month. You hear them sort of all mutter in agreement. Very well, I will talk with Liz about these people, find out who they are. I don't quite know how we're going to go about doing this without getting the guards involved. Would rather avoid that. Till next time, may our future look ever brighter. And they just disband the meeting then.
Oh, they went and found Valif.
Yeah, I'd say eventually you'd stumble upon Valif.
Yeah, we'll probably
just like in Fortune and Nemesis's room.
Mm-hmm.
What have you done in this time, Fortune? I've just like been blanked out.
She's been fighting the urge to stab you.
Fortune?
Oh, Fortune's dead.
She is
Two
mine.
4.
She's been.
I'm so sorry. I got muted again.
She got
She's
banished to the
basically
shadow.
just been sitting there poking him with the dagger, not hurting him, but just
Every time you poke me, I say stop that. Like on cue immediately.
Stop
I'll
that.
just-
Stop that. Stop
I'll
that.
come in. I think Gratian was with me when I was talking to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you two are still
busy.
down in the bar.
So I guess the two of us came to go meet up with you as they were finishing that conversation.
Sure, yeah. So I like maybe once those people come out of the basement, like you see them leave.
Yeah, like those of you that are still down in the inn, specifically Foriana and Gratian, because you guys are obviously like keeping an eye out. You do see 8 or so people just like coming out, cloaks on, just putting their hoods up as they leave. You do see one of them just like stop and speak to the barkeeper. They exchange some words. You watch as like the barkeeper just like points upwards, and he nods, and you watch as a few of the others begins to just sit down at the various tables and wait.
So just a lot of the people that came from downstairs were.
Yeah, you watch 2 or 3 of them leave, but the majority of them are staying by.
Can I try an insight check to see what they're like? Can I get a sense of what they're doing?
I'd say because of the distance that you are between them, with disadvantage.
Okay, I guess I'm kind of more just trying to see an insight. If I get an idea, maybe they're like looking for us or something. Because it kind of got a bad idea from them going to
23. All right.
Wow.
Okay, so that's another whisper then.
He whispered. I think I finally went back to normal. If I would have understood, basically, you're saying that the barkeep lady actually basically has an idea of what's going on down there. Alright, it's not like she's being threatened or something.
Seems so.
It's...
Mad.
I'm guessing let's sing with Gratian then. I think.
Yeah.
Or
yeah,
did he?
I don't
Is
know.
he?
I don't know.
I-
Gratian, what are you doing?
I thought he was with me talking to barkeep actually. So.
I moved over to one of the tables and took out a bottle to drink.
Yeah, so I'm sitting alone currently. Let's see.
I just love the aesthetic of Gratian just like whipping out like a bottle of Jack Daniels that he just stole, and he just starts drinking it at the table.
It doesn't look like they're specifically looking for us. I guess I might change my cloak later though.
Can I
I
just
guess-
flash Gratian a disapproving glance from across the bar?
Sure.
Gratian's just drinking with her. I guess I'll go find Fortune.
Leave my balloon like
I'll get up.
red.
I'm gonna get up and I guess head upstairs as I never noticed to come down.
Yep. All right. So you make your way up to the rooms. Around this point, that would be like when you guys have like finished, as in Fortune and Valif, where you guys have finished your
Yeah,
little
because I would
conversation.
have sort of like explained. Maybe we would have just chatted for a second. Hey, this is what.
Yeah,
these
yeah,
dudes-
basically.
There are these men. They were speaking of kingdom to the north and one nearby, and I don't know. And then
Knock,
and
knock, knock. Knock.
more,
Knock,
more
knock.
various Foley work.
Mother trucker.
Like Fortune to live. The thing is, I don't know their rooms. I'm probably just gonna have to knock. Like, whatever. I don't know which room they're in.
One of them, you knock on like our room because Delson is in there, and he's like,
Okay, next room. Knock,
That's
knock.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
Fortune to live.
This is your moment, dickhead. Go.
Okay, sorry. I forget who. Wait, who am I boarding with? Delson, was it?
Jeffna.
That was
Okay.
your room, yeah.
Oh,
So that's
okay.
the only room you knew about.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Knock, knock.
Are you the foreman?
Fortune. Live.
Sorry. Sorry, that was a good throwback.
Hey, throwbacks.
Okay, Fortune. I think it's the last room.
You
Right.
do find the room.
So, what did you guys do? 'Cause you guys have just been. As far as I can take, it just looks like you guys have been just, sitting up here.
I was spying on them.
Nothing.
Learned anything useful?
Somewhat. The seems to be a meeting of people. A secret meeting.
Yeah, that's what I imagined.
They will be meeting again, and I don't know how long it is until the beginning of the next month, but he said 2 weeks. So, also they know that or they know what you guys were doing.
Yeah,
and
it looks like.
they will be almost certainly questioning you. I wouldn't be surprised if they were walking up here right now.
I doubt that. Unless they were following me, I didn't notice anyone following it. It actually looked like everyone was just waiting to get in order. Because I saw them talk with her, and then like half of them sat down, but it didn't look like they were looking for me before I walked upstairs. So
Grayson's gonna beat up outside back. They're just gonna take him out back, beat the shit out of him.
Which, speaking of gracious, no, they
No.
when you go upstairs, they're still sitting there.
Grisha doesn't, suddenly see that there's a couple of them walking upstairs.
Yeah,
Nope.
we're like upstairs. So I'll like go out to the balcony area because it's like how you described it. We can see down to the bottom floor. I'll like to just telepathically tell Trothnar and Gratian.
Nemesis still down there as well.
And Rhea. Is Nemesis downstairs? I thought she was.
Fairly, is
And
she?
in the
Fortune.
room.
Yeah.
Oh, you're in your room. Okay, making sure.
The angel and the devil were jabbing me. Fine. So yeah, I'll just like telepathically tell them and then go back into my room and.
Yeah. Well, in regards to our group, they only know for sure that me, Fortune, and Gratian are probably together. So depending on
If they spoke to the barmaid, then they know that we're all together.
True. Well, you two are the one who bought all the rooms. I guess. I think.
Yeah,
They
and then
might
we
not-
left, and then we came back with 6 other people or whatever, like 4 more people, and then they were like, "There's all 8 of the people I was talking about." And then we dispersed and started to get drunk and break into their perfectly legitimate business.
All right, so
Let's say I think of our group because of how weird they look. MSC might be the only one who might not be remembered, specifically being a part
And I
of the group.
don't think Did we
A
tell the
6-foot blonde
barkeep?
woman without any pupils wouldn't be remembered.
Hey, her hair's like black now, or gray-ish. It's like weird.
Dark right now.
Yeah.
Color poking through, but
Did we tell her that we were plane hunters?
Nope.
Okay. So that's good, at least, because then I feel like that would tip them off. They might not be happy about that. And
yeah. You said they asked the barkeep lady. Are they? So they know that we, kind of snuck in there. Are they looking for the three of us then? I guess.
Perhaps. I'm not sure what their motives are. If they were hiding in secret, then they might not be exactly in line with the law, and so it could be dangerous. They could be violent and evil criminals that will assassinate us in our sleep. They may also be kindly farm folk and merchants looking to better their situation. I couldn't say.
I don't know. It seems like some kind of situation, like, I'm not really sure what kind of negative situation they could really be trying to do at the same time that the city could be, invaded by, from being close to the...
Evil people see opportunity and strike.
Indeed.
Now, who is evil in this situation, though?
To answer your question, Gratian, yes, I would say for the sake of it, you've all gone upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, just like while we're having this conversation, you guys like funnel in.
Did it seem like any of the people, the hooded figures, seemed particularly evil, or just couldn't really tell by the time they came back
up? Can I make a morality check, Tick?
Make a...
that'd be insight, I guess, right? Yeah.
I'll say yes, but I'll say because of the length of time, you've just now said it with disadvantage. Just because of the length of time.
Fine. -2 with disadvantage. Let's do
it.
11.
That's a fantastic roll, guys.
Difficult to say.
Should I try a check?
Yeah.
You weren't actually like. The thing is, why Valve can do it is because he was, using his familiar to actually listen in on the meeting and was there for quite a while during it. You wouldn't at this point, so I would say no.
And they don't seem they seem all particularly normal outside.
Yeah, they seem like everyday people, yeah.
Yeah, the look that we got, they were like lower to middle class, and there was like maybe some farm folks, maybe some merchants, maybe just some like regular worker people.
Yeah, they were mostly like people that you would see like a crafting kind of job kind of deal, blue collar, yeah. Blue, or I guess the medieval
very. They speak like this.
No, they weren't like that. No, no, like
chavs. Okay.
Like jewelry makers, for example, like those kinds of middle class levels.
Artisans.
Yeah, artisans. Like they were mostly artisans. You did see a few like that seemed to be more like farm folk, but it was mostly artisans.
What do the rest of you think?
The only concern is if they actually do, they want to, come look for us,
We will be honest with them and tell them that we are plane hunters.
I don't know if you're in on this one, Truffner.
I think I'm just in the pub quietly drinking.
Oh, did you not come upstairs? I told you guys to come upstairs if you want to talk about what just happened.
I came up, but I'm not paying attention.
Lovely.
Lovely indeed.
Okay, so what are you guys doing now then?
Yeah.
I don't know, there's not much else we really can not much else we can do. Is there?
So that your party's calling it a night, or?
I think that we would chat about this for the evening and kind of come to a decision, but nobody seems to want to talk or do anything. So yeah. I guess we're done D&D for the day.
And almost. So we'll say for the sake of it then that you guys.
Why is everyone being so quiet?
I don't know. I'm really concerned. I don't know what's going on. Delson's obviously passed out. He doesn't have the opportunity, but
yeah, he doesn't get to talk with us.
Unless he wants to drunkenly stumble in the room.
No, I'm perfectly fine passed out.
Yeah. It might be IRL people are busy with stuff, and it's fine. Or it's just a whole, you guys maybe not wanting to step on your spotlight kind of deal. Because it is your guys'
to give the spotlight to everyone else.
I know, but it's still like you guys are the central point of this little escapade you guys got yourselves in.
Exactly. This is Team Naughtiness who are about to get all murdered.
Yep. Okay, so we'll say for the sake of it then that you all eventually rest. So, if that's the case, then I need Trofnar, Valif, Floriana, Gratian. Ray also needs to do one. Basically, the three that were that went down into the meeting, Gratian, Floriana, and Fortune, and the three people that's bunking with them to make a perception check with disadvantage because you're trying to do so asleep.
Son of a bee sting. Okay.
So I forget the order of who's sleeping with who. I know Gratian, it's Raya.
Me and Delson, Floriana.
Does that be disadvantage?
Nemesis and
Disadvantage because you're asleep.
Check?
Yes, with disadvantage because you are sleeping.
I don't want to like I haven't. I kind of have an idea that they might come and check on us. Like I don't. Like I'd be nervous.
Yeah, like I don't know.
I'm just passed out.
So you're just gonna admittedly auto fail on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, I got 19.
Okay.
Yeah, another double roll of the same.
Perfectly balanced. Things are.
Okay, so me and Trough. So okay, well I proceed from him. Trying to see Fortune and Nemesis.
Okay.
Nemesis okay, and
Yeah. So the only ones that did really remotely good was Floriana and Nemesis. So Floriana and Nemesis, you guys are just kind of hear a noise in your sleep that kind of jolts you somewhat back into the realm of consciousness. As you kind of like try and get the sleep from your eyes, you hear footsteps slowly creeping forward.
Mm-hmm. Are they still outside?
No, they are in the room. Like you heard the door like squeak slightly, and then you can just hear the footsteps getting closer and closer.
How big are the rooms? Like
not very, which is why
Okay.
now at this point, what are you saying, Nemesis?
I'm gonna sit up and I'm gonna use Conquering Presence.
Okay, so that is a wisdom saving throw, yeah?
Oh,
That is a natural 18.
okay. Well, they passed, but I look fucking scary.
Like when Galadriel goes full on.
My
how
black
many?
hair is all in my face. I look like the ring girl. I'm like pissed.
Okay, so you sit up and do that. You just see them like step back for a second. You can actually see there's two of them. One of them is like making his way inside the actual door, but there's one that's there. You can see the one that's closest to you is actually like he has a dagger, but he isn't like ready to stab it. He's just there, like it's still in its sheath, and he's just holding it. Floriana, as you are just like opening your eyes, you feel a hand just clasp over your mouth, and the dagger like goes to see your neck.
I will. I guess because I need to go to the dodge, I'll cast. I'll subtle spell cast haste on myself, so I don't need to talk or move my hands.
Okay. All right. So you still cast haste and such. So as for Gratian, you just feel something on your face, and as you like open an eye, you can see one of the human figures. One of the people that was in there is like right up close to your face with a dagger against your throat. Same thing with you, Floriana. The other one you can see Nemesis. It's the elf that's just like steps back. It's like, oh shit, fuck. Right. We're not here for you.
Humor.
We're not here for you. We're here for this one.
Don't think that matters much since you're breaking into my room.
I think it matters a lot, miss, given what this person has done.
And what did they do this time?
can't say.
Oh, so you don't have a good reason.
I do
All right.
have a good reason. We just want answers from this one and her 2 compatriots.
Out before I alert the rest.
Make an intimidation check with advantage.
Mhm.
Take the hammer, bust the kneecaps.
16. She's like, we won't forget this. You have jeopardized everything we're working for at this point. And they run out. However, for Belom and
Yikes.
Gratian, so Belom, the one that's kind of got his hand against your mouth.
What's he gonna
Which-
say?
Oh, also, Chofnar.
Is he dead asleep?
He's dead asleep then if he's muted.
Okay.
You the human that's kind of got your has got the dagger just says to you, "Who are you? Who are you?" Gently lifts like partially lifts his hand off your mouth so you can speak.
Well, is he still at like the knife against my throat then?
Yes.
Who do you think I am? I guess I'll ask who. Well, what do you think then? I just
No,
gotta
no.
I try to calmly ask.
Perfect.
Well, what do you think? I'll start with that.
That's better. Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah.
That's good.
Sorry. What do you think then?
How did you get into the basement?
It's not locked.
Uh-oh.
It's like that saying the locked is locked.
Right. If you're going to be smart, we can do this simple. You just answer my questions, we leave you be. You don't answer my questions, we'll have to think of something worse. You can see, even though he's like got the dagger to your throat, his hand is shaking.
How many people are in here?
2. You
Okay.
can see one's got a dagger near Trofnar's throat, but he's still sound asleep. Whereas the other one has got the dagger near your throat.
I'll try an insight. How gonna read it? You say he's pretty nervous, right?
His hand was shaking, but go ahead and make an insight check. Jeez, you are rolling really good on these insight checks.
Yeah.
Too much a crap ton of conversation. I can do every conversation based on except for intimidation, because I don't think I'd be very intimidating. So, well, what does that reveal then?
I'm typing it to you now.
I like typing things to me. Okay.
Because insight checks it's whispered.
Fair enough.
It doesn't really.
Could
I
it's
don't
something
know.
only
I just
your
find that sort
character
of
does.
weird meta stuff because it makes everything really everybody.
I get that, but I kind of like it doing this way.
Send that to me.
Okay.
Hello?
Like a lot of the out of player and in character
not
knowledge stuff
much.
really drives me up the wall because it's not necessary and makes the roleplay more difficult.
I mean, I get that, but it's how I do things, man.
Sure.
What the hell's that? What the hell's that noise?
Fortune.
All right. Well,
it's
while
fine.
we
It's gone.
while we wait for Belon to get back, Gratian. Essentially, this person that's got the dagger to your throat, it's basically the same thing. They start asking who you are. You know, how did you get into the basement? Why were you in the basement?
Okay, so I'm gonna. So in a very scaredy, wussy voice, I'm just gonna say look, I'm sorry. The bottles I took are in my coat. You can just take them.
With that, it's like fucking thief as well. Just whispers to the other person who's got the dagger next to Ryan. Boss will probably wanna talk to this one. All right, we're gonna move you. You start screaming, your throat's slit. You don't. You play nice. We let you go, okay?
sure. Okay.
He just grabs you, Ruff. He just grabs you and begins to drag you off. Nemesis, you spot this.
I spot this.
Yep, you watch just as the two leave and just like close the door. You do see a glimpse of another person taking, like essentially dragging someone. You don't know if it's Gratian, but you do see it's somebody. Yeah, you went Robo.
Yeah.
Still Robo.
Fortune.
Beep boop.
Bleep bloop.
Hello.
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 Fortune to get up, and I'm running out with my hammer.
Okay. All right.
I'm getting up and following.
Okay. You do so. So what you call it? So you begin to give chase. They go down the stairs as you follow afterwards. But as you get to the bottom of the stairs and you stop, you just see like two of them look at each other. It's like, they kind of just stop and just push Gratian away. You see one of them that's standing at the actual bar, like arms crossed, just walk forward as you kind of land at the bottom. So do you say anything, Nemesis?
Không thấy ai luôn. Dạ không.
Yeah. Yep, and she's gone, and she's back.
Hello.
Hello? 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 Well, if you're hearing this, you've made it past the first nights.
Hello.
I hate this so much.
I can hear you
There
now,
we go.
Nemi. I can hear you now.
What do you think
Wow.
you're doing?
The one that had just joined is like, well, we were trying to find out why these people snuck in, or tried to sneak in, on one of our meetings. I think Nemesis' thing went again.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Yeah.
Aw.
Keep
Profound
still in
sadness. And she mute, and she unmute.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello?
There
Okay.
you are.
Yep. Hi.
Great, I have your answer. They're nosy idiot.
I don't think you realize exactly what they've walked into.
I don't think that they've realized either. And if you don't quit it, I will call the guard.
Fine. And just beckons for Gratian, just head back. We weren't going to harm him or your friends. We were just going to get our answers, tell them not to say a word, and leave them be.
This made all of us more suspicious.
Look, do we look like people that could put up a fight against warriors?
No, but you certainly came at us with daggers.
Because if you would have fought back, then we would have lost without playing dirty. We're artisans. We're crafters. Most of us have never even held a sword in our life.
If you
And
need
you
help, I
expect
can
that to
help.
defend your actions?
Nem, listen. They're like me. That's okay. They fight dirty. It's fine. I actually like them a lot better for that now.
Our actions would be looked at poorly by anyone. So, no, it doesn't really defend it, nor do we care. We're just trying to make a change here. You're sounding very robo. Again, like it's cutting out again for you, Peach. And she's gone. And she's back.
Hello.
Well, it sort of worked there, but then it cut out again.
Uh,
Yeah, there we go. Do we have progress?
probably not.
Yeah, we do have a little bit of progress.
What kind of change?
A change that would benefit this kingdom, given the manpower shortage we have.
What kind?
If you promise to not speak a word of this, we'll tell you. But I must have your word on this.
No, can you agree to not sneak into our rooms with knives?
If you agree to what I ask, then we will have no reason to do such malicious things to you or your compatriots.
And we have a deal.
Very well. Me and my friends here, we are a group of individuals who are trying to sway favor among the noble family here in Delcross. Our intention is for them to look the other way of the rebellion of Aryle in order to get their support against the Gilmesh hordes. Normally, it would be the Kingdom of Dra that would bolster our numbers, but with the recent word of then engaging with war once more with the Kingdom of Great Worm, we do not have that manpower. And should the Horde attack Delcross, I can guarantee that this city will fall. We lack the manpower for this. We need all the help we can get, and I would rather the kingdom put its bullheadedness aside in order to fight for the greater good. Does that answer your question, miss?
She's talking and it's not coming through.
It's
I
not
kind
coming
of
through.
sigh,
Oh, there we go. Now it's coming
shake
through.
my head. Listen, do you think that this kingdom to or conflict they have would really help?
Sometimes even the most impossible of tasks ahead of them could be overcome. It's just a case of resilience and trying.
Do you suppose you're going to do this?
It's either that or we sit, do nothing, and watch Delcross burn from the Horde. What choice do we have?
I'll come back, Mom.
Can you repeat this?
What you just said?
Yeah.
He said, it's either that or watch or sit around and wait for Delcross to burn to the Hordes. What choice do we have?
What's your plan for this?
It's currently just words at the moment, trying to shore up support among the masses. Usually it's using the disguise, the ruse of trade, to explain that the unique things that the Aryle Kingdom have would be of great benefit to Delcross, but with the risk of political opponents being silenced, we have to be very careful with what we do. This is why we attempted to interrogate your friends. We needed to at least ensure they were not part of some anti-political group.
Do you think that noble family assist you would help?
The noble family are the ones that are against this. I'm not sure if you're aware of the rulers of this city, but the let's just say that the Verdants are not keen on anything other than complete and total military victory.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry.
Do I know these guys?
You do know of the Verdants.
Have I met them?
You've met a few of them, not like the higher up ones, but you do know that what he's saying is true. The Verdant noble family are one of the more militaristic noble families. You would not be surprised if during the war they were one of the families that took over the ruling of the military after the death of the king. Yeah. But unfortunately, because it took too long, it's kind of advanced forward, which I'm sorry, but...
I assumed you went to at least go talk with some of the other people, but what happened with regards to me? That I didn't think it would take so long to talk with my dad, because I tried to stop like 10, like it just.
Yeah, that's
Nemesis
unfortunately
literally
just
just having a conversation
with
He had a bad
one
time.
of the
It's-
Yeah, it was a bad time, unfortunately. Yeah.
He had a bad time because he could have just called like an hour later and it wouldn't have changed the conversation at all because it wasn't.
Anyway, so yeah, just saying. So go ahead, Nemesis.
What you're doing sounds useful. Obviously, I will not. I do not appreciate what you did.
We're aware that our actions will make some people look upon us in a negative light, but if that results in the salvation of Delcross from the hordes, then it is a burden we will take gladly. For what it's worth, this meeting's never happened. You've never met us. We've never met you. Life goes on as normal.
Just in case.
Yep, Robo Nemesis.
Of that so much.
And now it's normal.
Okay.
Just in case, what's your name?
My name is Atemes.
Ness?
Atemes. I'm one of the heads of the merchant guilds here. If you search for the main merchant guild, ask for me, you will find me.
Right then.
Who's at this conversation at Nemesis having? Is it just in her room?
It's not in a room, it's down, like, with the actual... in the actual pub area. She's speaking with what is assumed to be a merchant guild, like, high-up merchant guild person.
Definitely to rest us, since two of us had knives to our throats.
Yeah, but I'd say at this point, like, they had quickly abandoned after Nemesis gave chase.
Well, I am Nemesis Thalo. Nice to meet you.
There's a visible, like, shift, like, nervous shifting when you mention that. The Atemes doesn't really react much. Spotted by a noble as well. That's just the worst luck for me.
Don't care what you do. I'm not associated with the nobles right now.
Well, if you ever do reassociate yourself, and I know this is quite a silly ask given what has just transpired, but if you could potentially convince them to not accept Ariel's help, that'd be appreciated, though I am very well aware of the Follow's priorities, and I don't believe that is one that would fall within their desires.
If it will help your people. I will.
I certainly appreciate it. Very well. Looks towards Gratian, Fortune, and I assume Floriana you followed down.
Yeah, since I guess they wanted us in the.
Our apologies for our rude introduction. As I said to Miss Follow here, as far as anyone is concerned, this conversation never happened. We have never met each other. And life goes on. Good day to you all. And they just turn and leave. And with that, let me see typing, because I think voice thingy's still being all bleh.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Okay, and with that then, as this group of individuals leave the signals in, that's what we're going to call it good for this episode.